Yo, what's up, guys? It's Fears. It's Randall. You know what time it is. It's time for the Fears podcast. Let me introduce you to a very special guest, Lord Randall. How art is thou?
Thou art good.
Wonderful. So how you been, buddy?
Yeah, just great. Just peachy, fine, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, Randall. No, I'm just joking. So no, I'm glad you're here, Randall.
Yeah.
I have had a hell of a week, to say the least. And I just thought, I called Randall the other day and was like, dude, it's been forever since you and me have been on stream. Let's just do a hangout.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, cool. So, of course, we're going to talk to the fans, but yeah, I just wanted some hangout time, Randall, because you are a good friend, and I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm a bang up guy. I'm a pretty good friend.
You are. And
I'm awesome all around. Just like one of the greatest friends I know. Like if
this is
if
true,
you had
Randall.
to choose me to be the best man at your wedding, it would be me, hands down, nobody else.
I don't know, but, well,
if there was another one, we would bare knuckle box, and obviously I would be the winner. Because I've got more weight on me. I've got more weight in my weight class. So I would just dominate and rule ass no matter who you picked.
Randall, it would be between you and Eric. It really would. It really would. Yo, what's up, Chicken Wizard?
Back at it again. Randy Bobandy.
I saw that. Yeah, Randy Bobandy. The old Randini back at it again. What's up, Chicken Wizard? That was nice. I like how he rhymed it, Randall. I liked how he rhymed it.
You like how he rated it? All right.
Yeah, I like how he spit out that rhyme. So, Randall, I got a couple questions.
I've got a couple answers.
Okay. Tell us more about the book. Why did you decide to do a second edition of it?
Because I wanted to add more to it. I had a lot of new material. There's a bibliography that has a list of books if you want to become a magic master like the Random Man. And there's 60 principles in there, and then there's a top 10 of my favorite card decks, and then there is ways to use your environment in the tricks.
Okay.
13 examples. And then there's a chapter called Why You Should Never Drink, Smoke, or Do Drugs. So it's like a good, like, little educational chapter. So I had tons more info to share. So there's like 27 more new pages of material. Okay.
So second question, you know your friends at that magic shop, have they read your book yet? And are you going to try to have it sold at their store?
No, and maybe.
Okay. That's cool. Because I was like, I've went there twice with you, I believe. And you've went there a bazillion times, and it's a great store.
Yeah, it's a good shop.
Randall, what's the coolest thing you've ever bought from that store?
The coolest thing I've ever bought? Let me see.
I didn't say it like that, Randall. I said the coolest thing you ever bought from that store.
Probably the Zener cards, which you took possession of. The little ESP deck that Peter Venkman uses.
You gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Because Peter Venkman uses that in Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah.
And they're right over there.
The Zener deck is called it's also called the ESP deck, and it was invented by Carl Zener to test for psychic abilities.
And Randall,
basically, if you got more than 10 correct out of 25, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that you had psychic abilities.
Randall, I love that deck, and I love that scene. He's like, you only got 75 more to go. All right, now what's this one? And then the guy's all like nervous and shit. He's like, it's a couple of wavy lines. He's like, I'm sorry, this is just not your day.
Yeah, and what I like about that is like they do a reverse angle.
Yeah,
he's getting every fucking answer correct.
Yeah,
and Peter's just fucking zapping him anyways.
He's just fucking with the guy to make Peter Venkman look like good in front of the hot chick.
Yeah,
that's essentially what he's doing.
And the hot chick was getting all the shit wrong.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're amazing.
We're really getting this."
He's like, "You're amazing. I can't believe it." He goes, "That's 5 for 5," and then he's doing this. He's like, "You can't see the answers, can you?" You go, "You're not cheating me, are you?" You know. I love that scene.
No, it's
She's like, no, it's out of the blue. It's just coming to me. The answers are coming to me, and I'm like, oh, I bet they are, bitch. Yeah, I bet they are. Randall, what's your
Why
favorite?
she got to be a bitch, Fears? Why she got to be a bitch?
Well, I was just
What's
joking,
up
Randall.
with that?
Obviously, she's not a
Why the
bitch.
misogyny?
I was just joking, Randall. I just thought I'd throw it on there to be more
No,
funny.
I'm joking.
So anyway, today's topic.
Shout out to Chicken Wizard.
Shout out to Chicken Wizard. He is the myth, the man. Randall, I've got to hang out with Chicken Wizard, not once, but twice. And
Yep.
each time we went to White Castle, and Chicken Wizard loves rock and roll heavy metal. So he's like, hey, Fierce, the next time you come into town, maybe we can put Fierce in a mosh pit. And I was like, we can do that. Or we're going to hang out at the Toy Man Toy Show again. And I was like, we can also do that. So yeah, because my friend Chris puts on, back in St. Louis, he puts on a fucking hell of a show.
Yeah.
Randall, I know you're not into cons, but if you ever go on a trip with me to Missouri, because you've only met my mom once, but you've never went to the Arch. I got to take you to the Arch. Even though I've done it 1,000 times, Randall, it's still fun.
Yeah.
You got to experience the Arch at least once. Whenever we go into town.
Why now?
Exactly. Whenever we go into town, I've got to take you to, 1, the Arch, 2, all of those Escape from New York movie locations down in downtown St. Louis, because me and my friend Travis did them all. We filmed it. I just haven't uploaded it yet for the fans. Hopefully the fans.
We need to modify the Fears Mobile with some chandeliers. Just
Hell
like
yeah.
the Duke of New York.
Hell yeah. Well, it wouldn't be the Fears Mobile. I would probably either borrow my mom's car if we did it, or I would just rent a rental car, because sometimes my mom needs her car. Other times, so we would do that, and then I would take you to a Toy Man show, because I'm telling you, like, Jeff puts on a good show. Besides MegaCon, my friend Jeff puts on a hell of a show, and my friend Chris, that inherited the Toy Man show after his dad died. My friend Chris puts on a hell of a Toy Man show. It's fucking great. Like 20,000 people show up for his event, and it's really nice. The only thing that they need to work on, though, is the building that he has it in. I don't blame Chris. It's got shitty air conditioning, and sometimes it's like an ice freezer in there, and sometimes it's like a sweat box in there. So it's kind of give or take, 50-50. Yo, what's
Your
up,
idea
Kate?
of a sweat box is 68 degrees here.
What?
It's fucking killing me. Oh man, it's 68 degrees in here.
No.
Cooler down, Randall.
Randall, I'm telling you. You know how hot it was at Central Collectors Con?
Yeah.
The first day, it's like that sometimes at Chris's show. But then, like, because there's all those bodies in a building, and it got really hot, even for your standards. It's like that whenever I go to Toy Man half the time. But half the other time, their air conditioning is working in whatever that building is that they use in downtown St. Louis. But it's really good. What's up, Kate? She says, hello, Fears in chat. She goes, Fears looks very handsome today. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, what about Randall? Is Randall also looking handsome? Is Randall also looking like a gentleman?
I've got a 5 o'clock shadow, so maybe not.
Let me see. Let me zoom in on Lord Randall. I didn't even see it until now. Here, get a little closer to the camera, Randall. Oh yeah, I see. Yep. I see a little bit of it. Haven't shaved in a while.
But the 5 o'clock shadow just makes me sexier because I'm a sexy man.
I mean, I don't mind rocking the 5 o'clock shadow sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're only going to go for about an hour or two, Randall, because Lantern is going to stream later.
Oh yeah, guess what? Here's what I think of your hour.
Oh shit! Wow. Lantern, that was Randall's words.
No, I wasn't talking to Lantern. I was talking to you, Fierce.
Oh, so you're saying fuck my hour?
This is yours. This is yours. Those are yours, Sears.
Wow. Okay. I'll see how it is, Randall. See how it is. All right, Randall. Today's topics. I picked 2 topics. You picked 2 topics. Today we're going to do hanging out with Randall. That was the end thing. Randall picked idiot plots. I don't know what that is. And risks. And then my 2 topics.
Film risks, but yeah, risks.
Well, I had to just put risks because I was running out of room in the title. So film risks, idiot plots, and then those are Randall's 2 topics. My 2 topics are discussing these 2 films and reviewing them. So, Randall, since you're my guest.
Well, let's do yours first because I want to end on mine.
Okay.
Let's do yours first.
All right.
Because I think you probably have prepared like some stuff for those.
A little bit. I usually write as I go, and oh, hang on, I'm sorry. So I didn't prepare a lot, but I prepared a little bit. So
yeah,
I usually write down the notes as we go. But yeah. And then Randall, a fan wanted me to do top 10 Freddy kills, so if you don't mind, we could do that too.
Yeah.
After the movie reviews. All right. So, have you ever seen Heaven is Real?
No.
Oh, it's a very.
I think the title of the movie is Heaven is for Real.
I'm sorry. Heaven is for real. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you for correcting me, Randall.
Yep. So,
I'll do this one real quick. I'll try to do it real quick since Randall's never seen it. So Randall,
I've read parts of the book.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
So, what are the parts of the book that you actually like?
I don't know. Here's the thing with the parts that I read.
Yeah.
And it even says this on the back cover of the book that, there's like 200 like biblical examples that prove that what the kid said is for real. But like, if you go to heaven and you see all this stuff, don't you think you would come up with 250 things that weren't in the Bible that would be like totally new that nobody's ever heard of?
that is a fair point, Randall.
Yeah. And there was a guy who said he went to hell, and it was nearly the exact. There's 250 things in scripture that matches with what I experienced, and I was like, "Oh, really? You can't tell us anything new?" Like,
well, what's different about Colton's experience is that most people think they go to heaven, with a near death experience. He did not die. He was just so ungodly sick. He was on a vacation with his family, and towards the end of the vacation, his appendix ruptured, and they had to operate. And they told his father, that is a pastor, and I forgot his name. Hang on. It is Todd. So Todd is not only his father, but Todd is his pastor at his local church. And they told Todd and his wife, your son went through something. We don't know what he went through, but after the operation, he was talking about a lot of like different topics. And they said, did he ever die? Did his heart ever stop? And his heart never stopped. He just closed his eyes, and nobody can explain what he went through. So, and it's based on a true story. I always like movies that are based on true stories, Randall, because I like all the made-up bullshit that Hollywood makes up, like Halloween and Aliens and Predator and all that. I mean, that's fine, but I always find it more interesting when a real story actually happened and then they turned it into a film, and you get to see what that person or many people or whoever went through that experience. And initially, he knew things that a four-year-old would not know. And I'll give you an example. In the film, he goes up to his dad, and after this experience, Todd goes and visits his great-grandfather. Well, his son at the time was only 4. And he says, is this Pops? And he said, yeah. He goes, how did you know that my great-grandfather, I called him Pops? He goes, did I tell you? And he said, no. He goes, I saw him. And he's like, you saw him where? And he's like, I saw him in heaven. And so then Todd kneels down and said, do you know Pops' full name? And he said, yeah. And then the little kid recites Pops' real name. And then he goes, can I do something with you real quick? And he goes, sure. And he takes his son Colton into the garage, and he finds a young picture, not an old picture, a young picture of his great-grandfather. Says, is this Pops? And then Colton says, yeah. And he said, well, how did you know that? He goes, I've never told you about my great-grandfather. So there's stuff that happens to Colton that he can't understand. And that's what makes his story more interesting than all the others, because I watched all the behind the scenes, and the real Todd was in the behind the scenes talking to the actor Greg Kinner. Greg Kinner portrays Todd.
Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear. I didn't know how to pronounce his name. Thank you, Randall. Yeah. He was talking to Greg, and he was talking to the in the behind the scenes. He was talking to the filmmakers, and he said, "I never, at one time, ever told my 4-year-old son about my great grandfather." He said, "I had." The only thing he said is, "I did have a great grandfather," but he never told his son his name, what he looked like. So nobody can attest to, or attest the wrong. Nobody can explain what Colton went through. That's what makes his story a lot different. And then, like, his mom never told Colton, "Hey, me and your dad lost a baby before you were born," and Colton knew the name of the baby. So, how do you explain that? And you can't really. So,
I can.
Like, because nobody ever told him. Like, in the behind the scenes, his mom said, "We never, not once, told him about his great grandfather. We never told Colton or Colton's sister that we lost a daughter."
Uh-huh.
And they said, "We can't explain how he knows that information, you know?" So it's a very interesting story, Randall, and it's very I loved it. I thought it's very moving. I didn't cry or anything, but it's a very, very good Christian movie.
Admit it, Piers, you cried like a little bitch.
I did not cry, Randall.
Like a little bitch who skinned her knees on the sidewalk when she was 4. Oh, right. It hurts.
All right, Randall, you got me. I bawled.
Make it better.
Randall, you got it. I bawled my eyes out. Not really. I loved the film. I highly recommend it. So I'm going to put that down. So I highly recommend it. So Randall, you said
you were high when you recommended it.
Don't even go there, Randall. Yo, Visions, what's up? Visions got a hamburger tonight and a hot dog. That's a good dinner, Visions. That's a good dinner.
I'm having a pork roast today.
Nice. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm snacking on peanuts right now, so that's all I've eaten.
I'm going to have a pork roast and sautéed mushrooms.
Oh, there you go.
With some bold and spicy A1 sauce. That's my jam.
There you go, Randall. That sounds good, actually.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
So when I come to visit, can I expect? Can we get on some of that chili, buddy?
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet, because I fucking love Randall's chili. So Randall, you said you could explain that kid's experience in the movie. How would you explain that if his parents never said jack shit to him about those topics?
He lied, and his parents told him to lie.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. So yeah. I don't think so, but to each their own, Randall. And
it's like in the movie Spartan. This secret agent goes all over the country looking for, like, how'd they fake the DNA? How'd they fake the DNA? How'd they fake the DNA? And then finally he catches up with the vice president, and the vice president tells him flatly, they didn't fake the DNA. They just issued a press release. Yeah. Mystery.
Well, I mean, everyone's view on heaven is going to be different, you know?
Yeah.
Some people believe in heaven. Some people don't believe in heaven.
Yeah.
Some people are biased. Some people are in the middle with it. So I guess it all depends on your faith, what you actually believe in.
But how do you accidentally go to heaven? Jesus is like, oh, damn it, I'm perfect, but I made a mistake. I accidentally let this kid in. Okay, go back to your earth. Please. Sorry.
The way he described it, because they have the real Colton in the behind the scenes where he's much older, because this happened to him when he was 4, and I think they interview him like at 13 in the behind the scenes because they made it a couple years later, and he said, "It's not that I went to heaven accidentally," because I didn't know what was happening. He said, "When I opened my eyes," he goes, "I was outside my body. And I said, I saw them watching them working on me." Yeah. He goes, then the next thing, before I went to heaven, the next thing I saw and this is another incredible thing that their parents didn't know how he knew. He said I saw my father in another room of the hospital screaming at God saying, "You will not take my son. You're not going to take my son." And he was in the hospital chapel. And then his mom was in the waiting room, and they said, "How did he know that? How did he know that?" And usually a kid of 4 years old, they don't say much. But when I watched the film, both of his parents in the behind the scenes said, for 4 years old, Colton was highly intelligent.
Yeah, I saw a lot of interviews with the kid afterward, and apparently he said he forgot a lot of it.
He
Apparently
said,
it
well,
wasn't that memorable then.
and he did say that in the behind the scenes. He said, I remembered a lot, but I also forgot a lot because he said it was such an emotional experience that I went through. But his parents were like, we never told him after he got out of surgery where we were. We just were so excited to see him. We just ran up and gave him a bunch of hugs and kisses and took him home. So how could Colton know, oh, my dad is screaming at God saying, don't you take my son, don't you take my son in the hospital chapel, and then his mom is off in the waiting room. Nobody can explain that.
Mr. Boo says I could drink A1. It's good. Yeah, it is.
I saw that, Randall. I was like, he must really like A1 sauce.
The bold and spicy sauce, man. You can get 20 ounces of it for like $5.99 now.
So, Randall, how would you explain that? Like, if his mom and dad never told
same thing.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, to each their own. Something happened. Yeah. Sometimes you get an experience, and sometimes you don't want to wonder how it was, you know? Like, I didn't have a near-death experience. Remember, like, when I got hit by that car and they had to do surgery on my stomach?
You saw, like, the Matrix hallway of doors. Yeah.
It was, I'm telling you, I didn't have a near-death experience, but I remember I had this vivid dream. It's probably the most vivid dream I've ever had in my entire life. Uh-huh. I was watching TV, and I was just, and my stomach, you guys remember, my stomach was killing me. It would take me forever to get out of my bed, to go to the bathroom. It was like climbing Mount Everest to get out of the bed, walk to the bathroom, take a pee, walk back, get back on the bed. And I was just like, oh, fuck this. I said, I just won't go to the bathroom until the morning. I fell asleep. Randall, that's the most vivid dream I've ever had in my life. So it wasn't a near-death experience. I dreamt. I don't know why.
Well, you know, you don't actually die in a near-death experience.
Yeah, I know.
It's called near-death experience.
Yeah, they said at the brink of death.
Yeah.
You have all these imageries that come into your mind. They have a lot of near-death experiences on that show, Unsolved Mysteries. But so mine wasn't a near-death experience. Mine was just a vivid dream. I remember I got out of bed, my stomach was not hurting, and all these like people were walking down the hall, and everybody was dressed in white. And I just kind of looked out of the hallway, and they're like, "Come on, Fears, you got to come with us. You got to come with us." And I was like, "I don't know who the hell you guys are." And they're like, "It doesn't matter. Just come with us." And then each time they said, "Just keep walking." They said, "You'll find your door. Just keep walking." And I was like, okay. And I'm telling you, Randall, it was the most vivid dream I've ever had in my entire life. So I kept walking, and every so often these people would find their door, and it had a star on their door. I don't know why. I just remember that. And it had their name in the middle of the star. And I was like, well, where's mine? I said, I've been walking for hours, it seemed. I just kept walking. And they're like, oh, you'll find it. It's at the very end. And I was like, okay. At the very end, I found it. And I opened the door. And I don't know if it was Jesus or God or whoever, but it was somebody dressed in white sitting on a bench. And he was like, come on in, Fears. And I sat down. And I was like, am I dead? And he's like, no, you're not dead. He's like, he goes, you must go back. You must go back. It's not your time yet. And I remember I woke up in my hospital bed, and I was dripping with sweat, Randall. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't sweaty before this dream, so it was a vivid dream. And I hit the call button. The nurse came in. I remember her saying something like, why are you all sweaty? And I was like, I had a crazy dream. I said, I can't go back to sleep. Dripping with sweat. I said, I got to take a shower. And she's like, well, I'm going to
And
have
then
to.
it was like, well, how about a sponge bath? And then the porn music started playing.
She's all like, do you like that sponge bath, Fears? Ooh la la. I actually did, in fact.
Bedpan Fears. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, let me smack your ass with that bedpan. Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually did have a sponge bath, Randall, because I wasn't allowed to have showers because
Yeah.
the cut was like from here
Spare
to
me
here.
the details, Sears. Spare me the details.
I'm not gonna get dirty with it. I'm just saying. She said, well, you can't get this wet. She's like,
Yeah.
you have a bandage.
Yeah.
And I said, well, can I at least change my gown, and can you at least change the sheets? I said, because I'm not going to sleep and sweat. And she said, yeah, because I can do a sponge bath and kind of get almost all the sweat off of you. And I said, that would be great. I said, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, while we're doing that, she's like, somebody will change your sheets. Somebody did. And then eventually, after I got all like wiped down, I eventually went back to sleep and everything was fine. But I was in the hospital for 14 days. I've told the fans this many times. I'm like, I don't know why I had that dream. I don't know where it came from. I thought, well, did I see something on television that made me think of that? No. And I'll be honest, they didn't have much on the television in my room, Randall. I connected to their internet and I just watched a shitload of YouTube videos for like 14 days on my phone. Because I have my phone right by my bed, so I would just grab it, and I did a couple of streams while I was in the bed, and told all the fans what was going on. So I don't know where the hell that came from. Have you ever had a vivid dream like that ever in your life where you thought it had to be real? I mean, I thought it happened for a second, and then I woke up and looked around. I was like, okay, it didn't happen. It was just a crazy.
I had vivid dreams. Yeah.
Like, what was one of the most vivid dreams where you for sure thought this was real, and then when you woke up, you're like, all right, never mind, it wasn't real? Because that was the most
when I was
vivid
back
one
in
I've
my
ever had.
1963 Pasadena house.
Yeah. So what happened in the dream?
I was there.
And do you remember what you did at your old house?
I walked around, and I was in the house.
Wow. And so when you woke up,
detailed dream, but yeah,
mine was super detailed. I remember certain things. Like I remember those people looking at me in the hallway saying, you got to come with us. You got to come with us. And then I was like, well, why? I'm like, I'm hurt. And they're like, no, you're not. They're like, feel your stomach. You're not hurt. Like, get up, come with us. And I was like, okay, and then I was like, well, where are we walking to? And they're like, just find your door. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. One time I had a dream where I was walking up some stairs, like 5 flights of stairs. And then I walked into a hallway with like 5 doors, and I went down to the 5th door and I opened it up and I found Waldo.
That was funny, Randall. I was actually really getting intense, like with the dream. I was like fully focused.
I found Waldo. It's great. There he
and
was.
I was like, either Randall's telling me the truth or this is full of shit. That's pretty funny.
I'm full of shit. Yeah.
So Randall, what's another dream that you thought was so vivid and so real, but then when you woke up, you were like, oh no, it's not real. I just had a crazy dream.
I had a dream of a car crash one time. This is not a joke.
Oh damn!
And it was in front of my 1963 Pasadena house, and the car just like, I don't know what it crashed into, but it did tons of flips and shit.
Damn!
And I remember that so vividly after I dreamt it.
And in the dream, were you in the car, or did you just witness the crash?
I witnessed the crash.
Okay. Another dream that I can't explain. I think it's because whenever I was a kid, I watched the Addams Family movie, with Christina Ricci. Is that her name? Christina Ricci?
Yeah.
That played Wednesday. I've had this dream many times. Not so much as an adult, but when I was a kid, I had this dream over and over again where I guess apparently Fears, when I'm 5 or 6 years old, knows how to drive. I'm driving down this road, and it's like an endless road in a Cadillac. At night, Gomez Addams is sitting right next to me. Fester, Morticia, Wednesday, everybody up, Granny, Lurch, everybody is sitting in the back. I'm driving. All of a sudden, there's some bushes on the side of the road. I shit you not, Randall. Some guy with an axe, a massive long axe, jumps out of the bushes, jumps right out into, out in the middle of the road, I slam on my brakes, and he doesn't really kill anyone. He just starts chopping the engine to fucking pieces with the axe. And then right as he walks up to me and throws the axe gets about right there. And that every time I wake up. And I had that dream at least 5 or 6 times when I was a kid. I've never had it as an adult. And I can't explain that one. That one was just fucking nuts. I thought, well, maybe that happened because I watched that Addams Family movie. You know, because back then they had...
time you should use those world famous John Fears people skills. Just be like to the actor, oh, you're blocked.
You're gone. You're blocked.
You're blocked.
Fuck you.
This is... I don't know who you are, so I'm just going to shut you down right now. You're blocked.
Yeah, don't even go there. All right? Or how about this one, Randel? Listen, axe murderer. 3 things will happen to you. Me hitting you, you hitting the floor, me standing over you and laughing at you for about an hour. I make shit happen, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. Let me catch up with the comments here real quick, because we're getting a little bit behind. It's an interesting film, though, Randel. Let's see. Bukaki says, I could drink A1. It's good. Randel, I just never have gotten into it. I've tried. I have tried to eat steak sauce. But I told the dude, yes, I ate that steak with ketchup. But for the vlog, you're going to test to this. I tried one bite without the ketchup to see if I would like that medium rare steak. And it was fantastic. So the next time me and you go out, Randel, and we're at a steakhouse or something, I've got to try a rare steak.
Yeah.
That's the only one. I've tried well done, medium well, medium.
Rare. Yeah.
So shout out to the dude. I'm a little nervous to try. Is there a lot of blood in like a rare steak?
Not really, no.
Because that's what would always freak me out. Like if you cut the steak and then all of a sudden a bunch of blood came out, I'd be like, oh shit, that's fucking nuts. So I'm glad that there won't be much, because that's what I thought in medium rare. I thought, oh, is there going to be blood juicing out of this? There wasn't. So yeah. Anyway, Vision says God entered my body like a body my same size. Well, there you go. Like me floating into you, or you floating into me.
Floating into you and you to me. No matter how they toss the dice, it
had to be.
Randall,
I know where you're going with this. That's one of the greatest songs out of Ernest Goes to Camp. That's right. They sing that. Ernest and all the kids, like, oh, he's a camp counselor to all those like juvenile kids, and then they're like Ernest. They're like, if we stop those minors, then there will be a Camp Kickakee. And he's like, you know what I think? And he's like, I think we may just beat them. All right. And run them off this land. And then they start cheering. And he's like, yep, we're going to have to get just a little bit rowdy. And it might, not be a pretty sight. He's like, we got a plan. You for me and me for you. And then they start building like this fucking like battle tank, like after out of a fucking like Camp Kickakee bus.
Yeah, I like the part where he throws the tomahawk and it fucking hits the camp counselor in the head and he falls down bleeding. And
that never happened, Randall.
Shaking.
That never happened.
And then Ernest goes, oh,
wow, Randall. Wow. I'm sure all those Indians out there watching would love that. How I come in peace, and yeah, I'm sure they would love that, Randall.
Yeah.
No, my favorite scene is when that old guy attempts to shoot Ernest at the end, and then that voiceover comes over, and that Indian woman's like,
well, that's how they did it back in the 80s. In the 80s,
they had a voiceover, and then that lady was like, if his heart was pure and the spirit of the warrior, the knife would not cut him. And then at the end, he's all like, he's opening up his vest, and then the guy like puts the barrel like right up to his face, and he like puts his finger in the barrel, and he's like, rock, paper, scissors. And then the guy kind of raises his eyebrow, and he does the little classic, the classic look that he always does with his fucking buck teeth. He's all like, doing that shit. That's my favorite scene out of the film. What's your favorite scene?
I don't remember it that much, actually.
I can't believe it. Randall, that movie is fucking great. I'd say Ernest Goes to Camp is probably the best one since it's the original. It's the classic. Yeah. If I had to pick a second one, it's a split between Ernest Goes to Jail and Ernest Scared Stupid. They're both great, but
yeah.
it
I
would,
like Ernest Scared Stupid, and he finds the 3-letter word, and he obviously assumes it's miak instead of milk.
yeah. And he's like, I bet you
old handy dandy trusty miak.
Yeah, and then the troll's all like, Miak? And he goes, yeah, Miak. He goes, I bet you think I couldn't find any this time of year. Well, I'm a little bit resourceful. So he's like, so come on. And he opens it up. He's like, come on, eat Miak and die. And then the fucking like troll shoots out like this mega breath, hits Ernest. He goes flying through the air. Then he gets like hit with all this fucking ice cream. He's under the fucking ice cream like vending machine. And it's like on his face, which makes no sense. That would probably kill somebody. He takes the vending machine off of his face. There's ice cream all over him. And of course, the troll doesn't like milk, kind of like Fears doesn't. And then he runs away.
Fears, you love milk. What are you talking about?
Well, I used to love milk. I used to love milk.
You love it with a passion.
There it is, Randall. You son of a bitch.
I'm sending you a pint of Tutti Frutti ice cream in the
Randall, I don't even know what Miak
in your
is.
PO box.
Randall, what actually is Miak? What actually is it?
I have no fucking clue.
I have no clue what fucking Miak is.
Miak is Miak.
There you are.
Yeah.
What's up, Jucifer? Like me floating into you or floating into me. Let's see. Lantern says, howdy, Chicken Wizard. He says hello to everybody. Let me scroll down here. Thanks, Lantern, for that super chat donation, my friend. Vision says, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Hell yeah, Visions.
Ernest Goes to Jail is good. I like where he gets electrocuted. That's pretty cool.
Chicken Wizard says, Ernest Goes to Jail is my favorite. I'd say it's good. It's good. I like, Randall, the scene. One of my favorite scenes is when he's trying to be Nash. You know, he's trying to be Nash. And he's doing the different, voices to try to figure out who Nash is. And he's doing a British guy. Then he's doing an Irish guy. Then he's doing, like, the guy, like the real suave, sophisticated guy out of Casablanca. He's like, all the jinjanks in the world, you had to walk into my house and shoot my brother. Play it, Sam. The noise from the piano will quiet the shot. And then he's like, oh, you dirty rat, and he's doing all the voices. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. So, yeah. But I can't pick between Ernest Goes to Jail and Ernest Scared Stupid. They're both fucking great. So, Ernest Goes to Camp's my ultimate favorite.
Pretend Storytime says, I can't stay but stop by to stay high. Headed to the soup kitchen in Camden laters.
All right. Pretend Stories. I hope things get better, buddy. Randall, anytime I think my situation's bad, I always feel bad for Pretend Stories. Like some woman went nuts on him and like took all of his shit and all of his money, and now he's stuck like in New Jersey and he's trying to figure out a plan. So, Pretend Stories, I really hope things get better, my friend. So God bless. God bless. Yeah. Vision says, Larry. So, Randall, so what do you, would you watch that movie? Would you watch it?
Heaven is Real? Yeah, I'd watch it.
Do you think you'd like it, or do you think you'd
I'd probably like it.
Okay. So, I'm going to put down my two favorite scenes. Probably the scene where his dad is excited, but he's scared, and he's like, I never told you about my great-grandfather. He's like, how do you know that? He's like, because God introduced me to your great-grandfather, and we had a chat, and he told me his name was Pops. And I was like, oh, damn, this is nuts. So I'm going to say first favorite scene is the Pop scene. Number two, it's a real emotional scene, but it's a good scene where they're at the hospital and they're trying to save Colton's life. And
Walter White says, sup, y'all.
What's up, Walter?
Mr. Lantern says, howdy, Pretend Story Times.
You know what? I will give Lantern this. He is always, if I ever forget something, Lantern reminds me, and Lantern always says hello to everybody. So shout out to Mr. Lantern.
Mr. Lantern says, don't forget to take your medication, Fears. Remember, 9 o'clock?
I already took my Crohn's medicine today, so thank you, Lantern. And I always take my Crohn's medicine at the beginning of the morning, like whenever I get off of work. In the mornings, I take it. Or whenever I wake up from my nap.
Yeah.
As long as I take it at the start of my day. So, yeah. But what's up, Walter? So, Randall, my second favorite scene was when they're fighting to save Colton's life in the hospital, and his dad gets real emotional because, you're not really supposed to scream at God. I have, whenever I've gotten, I'll be honest, I'm not lying. There's been times in my life where my patience is, we all know fears is patience. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And there's been a few times where fears has had a screaming match with God, and literally I have cursed out God. I'm like, fuck you, you piece of shit. You've never done anything for me. You know, fuck the Lord, fuck your son. I mean, I've went nuts sometimes privately.
Yeah.
And
I
me
mean,
and him,
the Lord's done nothing for you, fears. I mean, you live
which
in
is
a
not true,
46-room
Randall.
mansion.
Which is not true, Randall.
Amy Jo Johnson and the Pink
Exactly.
Power Ranger and Billy
Exactly,
and the
Randall.
Green Power Ranger and the
Which
fucking
is not,
guys
yeah.
from Halloween.
But you know,
No, he's done nothing for you, fears.
Randall, I know that's not true, but in the moment, in the heat of the moment, when you're angry, you say a lot of things that you don't mean. So,
yeah.
Do I regret saying all that shit when I yelled at God and Jesus? Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, you need a little perspective next time you talk to God.
But I haven't talked. Me and him haven't had a screaming match in quite a long time. But I'm just saying, in the past, it has happened, and I like the scene. Like a pastor is not supposed to yell, but he loses patience, and he's in the hospital chapel, and he basically just grabs a chair and throws it away and says, "You're not taking my son." He goes, "You are not going to take my son. He's done nothing wrong." He goes, "He's only 4 years old. You're not going to take his life away." And he goes, "You're not taking my son." And it's a very strong scene, but it's a very good scene. So it's a very emotional, even though it's an emotional scene, it's a very good scene. And I really enjoyed the film, and I highly recommend it. So I'm going to say screaming at God scene. That's my second favorite. I would recommend it. I'm going to give it, it's not a perfect movie. There are a couple of boring parts in it, so I'm going to give it probably an 8.5. But it is still a very enjoyable film, so 8.5. Very touching film, like very touching, very emotional film. Randall, I really think you should watch it. It's a very good family Christian film. It's very good. Very touching film. Very moving.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I was like, it put things into perspective, Randall. Like, you know how like I get so much shit online, you know? Yep. And I'm like, none of that shit matters, you know? If you really, like, what really matters? Your friends, your family, your job, your health, your sense of happiness, trying to do the best with what God gave you and better yourself every day in some capacity. That's what really fucking matters.
All Joey, the number says, yo,
what's up, Joey? Give me a second, Randall. I was having a moment here. I was having an epiphany. I'm just saying, that's the shit that really matters. Like, what are some shit that really matters to you, Randall?
Well,
if you had to sit down, hang on, Randall. If you had to sit down, what are like the key elements of your life that mean the most to you?
My mom, my house, my car, living in a house with clean running water, hot water, electricity, air conditioning, food in the fridge, money in the bank. So those are what I'm most thankful for.
Your probably your faith, you know.
Yeah.
Your church, yeah. And I don't know. Does your church do like how my church does, like get-togethers, like sometimes after church or before church they'll have
they do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll be honest. I can't lie. I haven't been to church in weeks. The last time I went to church was someone was getting baptized, and so I said, "Oh, well, I'll go for that." And that was, I believe it was, I don't remember when in January, but it was either at the end of January or at the start of February. So it hasn't been like months on end, but it's been a couple of weeks. So
Joey says,
I'm going to try to start doing that again, Randall. What's up?
Joey says, top 10 shit that matters to you most.
We can do that, Joey. As soon as I get done with...
Well, I did mine already, so you can do yours.
I'll do mine in a minute. As soon as I finish the review, Joey, I will.
All right.
And then we got to turn it back around because Randall, I don't remember what fan, but some fan wanted me to do the top 10 Freddy kills. But I was like, let's do it together since you're on right now. So yeah. So let's see, what do I got? So Heaven is Real. I highly recommend it. My favorite scene is the pop scene because he's so emotional in that film. It's a really good scene, great acting. The second scene is the screaming at God scene where he's like, you're not taking my son away from me. I don't care what the fuck you say. Like, it's not happening. It's a very touching scene. Very, very moving. A good Christian film. And I highly recommend it. Even if you're not religious, I think people would still like it, Randall. Because there's a lot of people in the community. Some are religious in the community. Some people are not religious. Mm-hmm. And not mentioning any names, but I don't want World War V to ensue. But some people don't like other people's religion. I've never made fun of anyone's religion. I've never... I think that's wrong. Everybody's got their opinion.
Wizard says there's a lot of hot missionary chicks in Randy's religion.
Oh shit!
There is. Actually, there is.
Well, I've never seen one, Randall, but Chicken Wizard, I've heard Randall's story. He goes to church. They're wearing their nice skirts and yeah. So Randall's told me the stories, but I've never seen one. But Randall, you are my best friend. I'll take your word for it, my friend.
Yeah.
So Chicken Wizard makes a very good point. But anyway, Randall, what I was saying is I don't think it's right to make fun of someone else's religion. Like, I have respect for you for a lot of reasons, Randall. One, you're my friend. Two, why would I make fun of your religion? I don't have the right to do that. If Randall wants to be a Jehovah's Witness, there's nothing wrong with that. Randall has respect for me because we're best friends. Randall's never said, hey, Fears, I think your religion is bad. Because that would be like, you'd be a hypocrite, If someone wants to be an atheist, go for it. I would never do that, because I actually do believe in God and Jesus. And I would hope there's a heaven, Because if there was a heaven, Randall, I would get to see my grandpa Fears.
Yeah.
And my dad and grandma Fears. So, yeah. So, I'll end this with, do you believe there's a heaven?
Yep.
I do, too. So, I'm going to write down, I do believe. I don't know what it looks like, but I sure hope it's there. Because the way
Crumbles, there's no Jehovah's Witness movies that I can recommend. See, the problem with Jehovah's Witness movies and animations is that they always prepare you for the worst case scenario. And, often that seems very dreary and dismal. So, a lot of, there's happy endings, but a lot of
that's good.
Jehovah's Witness, like dramatizations and like material looks very dismal because, again, they want to prepare you for the worst case scenario. So they'll show some Jehovah's Witnesses going out to preach to people, and they'll say, like, the preaching to will be very against them, like, oh, you Jehovah's Witness are evil, get the hell out of here. But again, what our material does is it prepares you for the worst case scenario.
Oh, okay. Crumble says to Lantern, well, howdy, fart master. He is the fart master, Randall. I'm being honest. Like, we'll be sitting in his show. Me, Visions, and Larry will be talking about something intensely, like a movie or something. Yeah. All of a sudden, you'll hear Lantern in the back, like, shit his ass off, and we all start fucking cracking up because it's that fucking hilarious. And they'll be like, hey, Fears! And I'm like, what's up, Lantern? And I'm like, there you go, Lantern. Yeah. I'm like, that's a nice go-to,
Yeah.
But yeah, Randall, just finish this up. I don't know what heaven looks like, but from the way it's depicted in the Bible and the way it's depicted in films, it sounds like a nice place. I hope it exists. It would really suck, and I've said this to you and the fans many times, it would really suck is after you die, nothing happens and you just rot away. That would really suck. But you know how much I love my dad and my grandfather, so I hope it exists. Nobody really knows until it happens. And the scariest part about life is at some point, everybody has to experience death. So
Not me, Fears. I plan to live forever. So far, so good.
there you go. I like that attitude, Randall. I
Yeah.
like that attitude.
Because,
Now,
in the Bible, it says there are some people who will never taste death.
and the thing is
Did
like
you
my
ever read
dad's.
that?
The what?
Did you ever read that?
Say it again.
In the Bible, it says there are some people who will never taste death.
Randall, I'm sure I have. I'll be honest. I cannot lie. I've
Yeah.
never read the Bible from start to finish. I've read excerpts from the Bible. I probably
Yeah.
should sit down one day and read the whole thing.
Yeah, you should bust it out.
I have a few. I bought a travel Bible, so whenever
Uh.
I travel, I have a little one. Then I found a better one. Remember that little skinny one that I found at Goodwill that's got travel tips and it's got a summary of the Bible in it? I take that one with me. The men's devotion Bible, the little thin one. I've showed you guys that. I've actually read it to you guys on camera because it's so thin. It's got like they summarize the Bible in, I don't know, 30 pages, and half of it's got like tips and the other half's got it. And then I've got a Bible that my mom and dad gave me, and that's back in Missouri because I don't want anything to get. I don't want it to get damaged. And then I bought a Bible, a proper Bible from Walmart. So I've got a couple actually. How many Bibles do you have, Randall?
I've got tons of copies.
Okay.
In tons of different translations. I've got the KJV, I've got the NIV, I've got the Pocket Bible.
Okay.
So yeah,
that travel Bible is actually really handy. It also gives you, I don't know who wrote it. I need to look up who wrote it, but half of it is travel tips, and they're very generic. Like, hey, if you go on a road trip, make sure you stop and get gas at these locations. And then it'll be like, if you're flying, make sure you travel and pack this. And then the other half is they summarize the Bible. And so I'm like,
and like part of it is like, and remember to go to the Grand Canyon. God split that canyon in two just for your viewing enjoyment.
There you go, Randall. You know what? When we were in film school, I was working so hard on my video projects.
Yeah.
I never had a chance to go see the Grand Canyon. I got close to it. The closest I got to it was Flagstaff. Me and a bunch of, how like it's weird in Flagstaff, there's a bunch of snow in the winter, but then if you drive down to Phoenix, it's like hotter than hell. But I remember
hotter than hell itself.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Right. Oh, come on, Randall. Phoenix was nuts, man. Phoenix is that dry heat. Sometimes I thought it was even hotter than how Florida gets.
Well, Las Vegas would go into triple digits.
Oh, yeah. Well, when me and Eric went to, I've only went to Vegas twice. Once with me and Eric, and we went and saw the Chris Angel Mind Freak show. And then once with me, my dad, my mom, and my brother, and I believe my British grandma went with us. It was either Grandma Fears or my Grandma Sheila, which is my mom's mom, my British mom. I don't remember. One of my grandmas went, and my grandma hit it big. My mom didn't hit it big. My grandma and my dad. My dad got like, I don't know, $500 or $600, and my dad was no idiot. He was like, "I'm done. I'm checking out. I just hit it big." Because some people are like, "Oh no, give me one more round," and I'm like, "You're an idiot. If you do one more round, you need to learn how to walk away. If you do one more round, you could lose it all." You know what I'm saying? So my dad knew when to walk away. My dad's like, "Oh shit, I just hit $500. I'm fucking out of here." When me and Eric went, I won $250, and Eric won somewhere around 500. I don't remember his exact how much money. It was around 500. But I remember Eric looked at me and said, "You're not going to try to get more fears?" I was like, "Eric, I just won $250. I said, "That's $250 that I did not have." I said, "I'm checking out, buddy." I said, "I'll just watch you gamble the rest of the day." And I was right, Randall, because I was like, what if I lose it all? And then later on, me and Eric went to that big buffet in the Pyramid, the Luxor. And Larry told me that buffet doesn't exist anymore, but when it did exist, it was fucking mind-blowing. They had food of all different kinds. It was an amazing buffet. And then we later on went and did the Chris Angel Mind Freak show. That was one of the greatest magician shows I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
It was
One
so
time I got
good.
drunk in Las Vegas, and I woke up and I couldn't find one of my friends, and it turned out he was on the rooftop all the time. But
Yeah.
like, partway through the trip, I met Mike Tyson, and there was a giant tiger, and they actually made a movie on it. It's based off my story. It's called The Hangover. You ever see that movie?
Randall,
Based on true story.
Randall, I love The Hangover.
Story.
I love The Hangover. I would have gave anything to be in that film. Like,
Yep.
one of the greatest scenes is, I forgot his. Oh, Bradley Cooper. I would love to play his character. You know, the real slick, suave guy.
Yeah.
And then he's all like, "God damn it!"
That's
He goes,
based on me.
and then he goes, "God damn it!" He goes, "Would you put on some pants?" And then he's like, "Stu, there's a tiger in the bathroom." And he's like, "All right, Alan, I'll check it out." He opens up the door and he goes, "Holy fuck! He's not kidding. There's a goddamn tiger in there."
Yeah.
And then Stu's all like, "No, there isn't." And then he's missing a tooth and shit. Randall, that would be nuts if you woke up and some shit like that after a bachelor party. That'd be like the crazy. Like, what the fuck happened? We destroyed a goddamn penthouse suite in the Caesar's Palace. What the fuck happened last night? You know?
Yeah.
Because those penthouses are not cheap. And I remember when me and Eric went, I said, "Eric, I've got to get a picture in the Caesar's Palace." And me and Eric went over there and did some gambling. And he's like, "Why do you want to go in there?" I said, "Well, they shot part of The Hangover here. I love movies." I said, "I got to get some pictures of the movie sets and the movie not sets, the movie locations." So I got a couple pictures in there and outside the casino. And he's like, "It's nothing special, Fears. It's a casino." I said, "Yeah," but I said, "I love The Hangover, so I'm gonna get a couple of snapshots off." So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Joey said, "I heard a certain someone who who won't be named wants to come on Lantern Stream." Oh, I can only imagine, Joey. I can only imagine. Well,
Chicken Wizard says, "Can Randy out freak the Mind Freak?" I've had lots of people say that I'm better than Chris Angel.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice compliment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say anything derogatory, Joey. Me and Carrie actually have been getting along better in the Discord. She apologized. I apologized. I still have her blocked. You know, I just want to keep it civil. I don't want to change the status quo. But
Yeah.
I told her, she made a list, Randall, and I'm going to try my best to abide by this list. She said, "Try not to give anyone middle fingers. Try not to give anyone death threats. Try not to lie." What was the others? No middle fingers, no death threats. Oh, be nice to Carrie. And I said, "Well, Carrie, it's a two-way street. If you're nice,
Tell people you're going to kick their ass.
yeah, stuff like that.
Quit blaspheming.
I'm going to do my best. Again, I told Carrie the same thing I'm going to tell you, Randall. I said, nobody's perfect. Yeah. But I said, if I do all these, hopefully things get better, because I really am sick of all the drama.
No. Here's what you said, Fear. You said, nobody's perfect, but Randy's pretty close.
You're pretty close. You're pretty close, Randall.
Only 60 more pounds to go, and then I'm perfect.
How much have you lost already?
Well, actually, today I was 267.2.
Damn, that's awesome.
The lowest I've been is 268 in the last
Randall,
4 years.
You're going to be proud of me. The other day I ran on the treadmill for 45 minutes. I'm going to start the workout streams back. I think it'll help. And I gave up not just the lounge for 40 days of Lent, all fast food. I'm going to give it up for Lent. I probably should do it more than 40 days because I really want to lose this fucking weight because, one, I want to live past 60 and I want to get this weight off. Two, I'm just so sick and tired of those idiot trolls saying, "Fuck you, Fears, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat." Hey, Fears,
I'm not fat, I'm pleasantly plump.
Yeah, well, I'm just sick of their bullshit, so I'm like, well, I'll just prove them wrong. I'll just lose all the weight. So I'm just sick and tired of it. But
just lose all the weight. Neener, nah.
I like that little neener thing. That was nice. That was perfect.
That's classic Fearsism. Neener, nah.
That's not a classic Fearsism. I don't remember making that up.
That's an old one.
An old one? Maybe I haven't used it in a while.
Yeah.
Did I make that one up in film school? Was that what
I don't know, but you used to say that all the time.
Neener. I don't remember. I'll take your word for it, Randall.
Neener, nah.
Randall. Oh, you mean neener na. That's what you mean. Not Neener, Neener. Again, that's not mine, Randall. That's Trent's. Trent used to say that all the time, and then I kind of took over. Me and Trent ran on the track team.
Trent actually stole it from me before you two met.
Well, Trent's funny. He said he would get in the line and he would do the 100-meter dash or the 4x1 or the 400. I don't remember his actual events. I did the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, the 400-meter dash. I did the 4x1, and then I did one other event, and I cannot remember the other one. But Trent would always tell me, I'm just going by what Trent said. I don't know if he actually did this. Trent's funny, so I can only imagine him doing this. He said he would get in line, and he would taunt the guy next to him. He'd be like, hey, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Yeah, fuck you. You're going to lose. And then he would run, and he would look straight at the guy and go, oh, yeah, fuck you, buddy. And he would just like drive the guy nuts as he was running next to this guy in the 200-meter dash or whatever event he did. And then sometimes Trent would win, and sometimes Trent would not win. He'd come in like second or third place or whatever. And then I remember I saw his head turn like that as he was running. And he sat by me one day, and I said, what are you saying to that guy? And then Trent told me, and then I started laughing, and I was like, you're fucking nuts, buddy. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
You know what I love from one of your recent vlogs is when you're at the Star Wars attractions and you're talking to that commander. And he goes, oh, I saw Kylo Ren. He was like right over there. You need to go catch him.
Oh, yeah.
And she just fucking stares you down like she wants to murder
I guess she
you.
was having a bad day because in the scene before, she was all about it. Like she kneeled down, and then I kneeled down, and she's like, oh yeah, where are they? Maybe it was at the end of her shift and she was getting tired. But at first she was all gung ho. She's like, well, look out for those rebels. Tell me if you see any of the any of the galactic scum. I was, oh, I will. And I was getting into it, and she was getting into it. And then the next clip, like I said, maybe she was getting tired. She was just staring me down, and she was like, yeah, I'll let him know. Then one lady didn't say jack shit to me. Remember that lady? She did her little presentation, and then I went up to her, and I was like, all hail to the rebellion, and I went nuts on her, but like in a funny way.
Yeah.
And that, she just stared me down. She's all like,
and as an improvisational actor, you got to be ready for whatever the.
I didn't know what to do, so I just walked off.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the lady.
Oh, okay.
You're not an improvisational actor. The lady you were talking to is, and when you're an improvisational actor, you need to have like little zingers ready. So if somebody talks some shit to you, you need to have something to throw back in their face.
Well, really, I didn't talk shit to her. I was just playing around. I was like, yo, all hail the rebellion. All hail, the empire. And
Larry Tate says, yo, Fears, yo, Randy.
Yo, Larry,
and,
what's up?
Yeah, last stream, Fears, I wasn't busting your balls. You didn't get it. I said next year it'll be 2026 for Fierce Man 26. The last two numbers of the year are 26, just like your screen.
Oh, yeah, Randall. I guess I was so tired I didn't even really pick up on that until now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. I thought you were busting my balls.
Nope.
Yo, Larry, what's up? Randall, say hi to Larry.
Hi, Larry. You've interpreted a lot of my innocent comments as busting your balls when I wasn't doing it.
Yeah. So. Anyway, yeah, she didn't say anything, so it became awkward. So I started to walk away, and then I turned back on the camera, and I was like, I guess she didn't like me. I guess the Empire does not like Fears, blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember everything else I said, but I just walked off. But she did not like. I was just joking around, and in my mind, I'm like, Jesus, you can't take a fucking joke?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't say that to her because I didn't want to, insult her, but yeah. Anyway.
Walter White says, bold statement to say you're better than Chris Angel. Well, here's the thing. I didn't say I was better than Chris Angel. The people I was doing magic with at the bar one night said I'm better than Chris Angel. I wasn't saying that. They were saying it.
Randall, Chicken Wizard says, do you remember the song out of Hangover? And we're the three best friends that anyone could have. When, what's his name? Alan sings it. Yeah. That's one of the most funniest scenes out of the film.
I didn't like The Hangover. Thought it was immoral.
Wow.
Didn't enjoy it.
Wow. Well, it is a funny comedy.
Yeah.
It is. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, really but it sends a very bad message.
I guess. It's just a funny comedy, but yeah. I guess. Let's see. Larry Tate says, been trying to help Lantern's girlfriend. She was tortured, we think. Larry, I like when I come on the show later on tonight, I don't know who Lantern's girlfriend is. So I'm going to have either you or Visions or Lantern tell me where he met his girlfriend. I heard about it, but I haven't heard much about it. And then Lantern told me, I haven't seen it yet, but Lantern said, hey, Fears, guess what? I was like, what? He goes, Vision sent me a package. So he said he was going to show it off on the show. So I guess I'll find out about all that when I come on his show later on tonight. So, yeah.
Well, Larry, when a girlfriend gets with a guy and, they become intimate and they, they go steady and shit. And then the girlfriend gets a load of the Randmeister. They go, oh shit, I messed up. I should have been with that guy instead of this guy. I mean,
wow.
Who can say, I'm just being humble here.
Are you, Randall? Are you saying that? Are you saying that you would?
Pretty cool guy.
Are you saying that you would steal Lantern's girlfriend away?
No, I'm just
better not be, Randall.
I'm just saying women are irresistibly attracted to me. I have to fight them off with a stick. I've got so many options that I have to cancel 99% of the dates that I go on.
Randall, I love the confidence. I love the confidence. If anything, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Randall. So let's do my second topic. I watched Edward Scissorhands.
I actually have watched Edward Scissorhands, so I can comment on this one.
All right, so Randall, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. What would you give it?
I would give it a 9.5. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. One of the greatest Tim Burton movies of all time.
So I'm going to Randy says 9.5. So why?
Tim Burton is like Steven Spielberg. He started off real strong, and then he kind of petered out later on in life. But he started really strong.
So why would you give it a 9.5? And then I'll tell you why I liked it. But you go first.
It's such a classic movie. I mean, there's no movie really like it out there in the world.
That's true.
Like Edward Scissorhands is kind of like a one of a kind movie, and
Speaking of Edward Scissorhands,
it takes place in the 90s, but it looks like it takes place in the 50s, and
50s, 60-ish. Yeah,
the concept is so novel. I mean, I don't know who would have thought of Scissorhands,
Well, not just that. I like it because it's so not far-fetched. It's so out there. Like Tim Burton grew up.
Though, yeah.
Tim Burton grew up in Florida. They shot it in Florida. They shot it in an actual neighborhood. The only thing they changed about the neighborhood is they painted all of the cars very bright colors, and they painted the same color of the car that the man owes. They painted the same color on their house. So if he had a green car, he had a green house, and it looks very kind of disturbing. Like when you look down the neighborhood, it's yellow and then green and then a big bright pink house. And at the end of this neighborhood, because this always happens, is a castle on a mountain with very, very 80s hilarious special effects. I guess it was like a map painting that they put in. But the inside of that house, whoever designed that set is fantastic. It's all creepy. It's all gothic.
Bo Welch was the guy who did it.
Okay, there you go. So he did a bang-up job. It's all creepy and gothic. There's statues with shitloads of cobwebs on it. And, yeah. So, Randall, did you know this?
Bo Welch does a lot of retro art design. He did the production design for Men in Black Part 1.
But the initial idea of
production design for Batman Returns.
Yeah, the initial idea, though, came from Tim Burton. I don't know where he gets this imagery from. Who in their right minds would say, he's not human, he's not a robot, he's kind of both, Edward. He's half human, half robot. He's not really a cyborg. He's like he's the old toy maker's all right, so he's not a toy maker. Vincent Price is an inventor and he dies, and so he doesn't get to finish Edward. That's why he's got not really scissors, it's sharp shears of metal, because his hands were going to be over the metal. So but they look like scissors, basically. So, Randall, what was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene,
Because then
where
I'll put mine. I'll put my favorite.
what I like is where the dog comes up to him and the dog is all sympathetic, and then Edwards like snips his like bangs off so he can see.
Oh yeah.
The dog sees Edwards and then it just runs away. I thought that was freaking hilarious.
So I'm gonna put down Edward and dog scene.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a second favorite scene, what? And then I'll do my two favorite scenes.
The scene where Winona Ryder sticks up for him is pretty good.
Oh yeah. Sticking
the
up.
cutting scene is pretty good.
Sticking up for Edward scene. Let's see.
I mean, she sticks up for him a lot during that movie. I really can't think of a specific scene.
Fears' scenes, I'll put down here. Number one. I mean, there's a lot. I love the whole film, but if I had to pick two of my favorite scenes, probably when the nice Avon lady talks to him and brings him home to her house for the first time, and he's never left that castle ever since he was invented. So everything's all new, and he's kind of like looking around, and he's like, "Oh God, what's this? What's that?" And then he's in the car, and then he goes into the house and looks at the photos of her family. That's a good scene. So
my mom actually sold Mary Kay cosmetics when I was a kid.
Oh, before she started making jewelry?
Yeah, she started doing the
I didn't know that
stuff, selling makeup and shit.
Randall, we've been friends for it's getting close to 20 years. You never told me that your mom did that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So before she started making jewelry, she sold cosmetic products. Did she kind of do it like the Avon lady in the film, like go door to door?
Yeah. It was pretty much the exact same thing. And she went to one of the conferences, and the conference, the prize for selling the most products was a pink Cadillac. I don't know who got the pink Cadillac, but she didn't get it. But yeah, she really wanted that pink Cadillac.
Did she come close to winning it?
I don't remember.
Okay. So that's my first favorite scene. My second favorite scene is when Edward gets arrested and he doesn't tell anyone why he got arrested. Like, those people forced him to, break into that guy's house. And then it's not that scene. It's the scene directly after where the cop that books him goes up to the therapist. I guess that's what that character is. And the cop's like, "Look, I haven't slept all night. I'm worried about this guy. Will he be okay out there in the real world?" And then the therapist is like, he goes, he's psychologically unstable. He's had no contact with the outside world until recently. And his mind is drastically, what does he say? Something like,
stunted.
What?
Stunted.
He says something like that. And he says, his mind is radically developing what we would call reality. And he goes, furthermore, all of his art projects, his hair cutting, his statues indicates that he's a very imaginative and creative creature. And then the cop goes, yeah, but will he be okay out there? And then the therapist goes, "Oh yeah, he'll be fine." And I'm like, that says a lot, Like, will he actually be fine out there? So that scene. So I guess I would call it the court scene, because after he gets booked, he's in front of the judge and they're doing his paperwork so he can leave. And then that cop talks to the therapist. So yeah. So I'm going to say that
there was a parody of Edward Scissorhands.
I was about to say that. I can't believe
Edward Hammerhands. He had hammers.
I can't believe Visions hasn't said anything yet. I did not know about Edward Penis Hands until I became friends with Visions.
What are you talking about?
It's one of Visions.
Penis Hands. You watch that shit,
Randall. It's one of Visions' favorite films. There's a porno out there, a total parody with it instead of scissors.
Sacrilege. It's Edward Hammerhands.
Edward Penis Hands.
Yeah,
and,
whatever.
Vision said it's a high quality film. I've seen a clip of it, and that was enough for me.
If you want to see some high quality parodies, here's my top 4.
Okay.
The top 4 porn parodies: Spider Babe, where she shoots the webbing out of her ass.
Oh, wow.
Iron Babe, where she shoots lasers out of her nipples.
Ha 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 ha.
The Bat Babe, the Dark Knighty, which is a takeoff on Batman, the Dark Knight. And then you have Revengers, Age of Bulgatron. So those are all great movies. So if you want to check out some good porn parody sessions, those are my top 4. Get on those and let me know what you think.
Wow. No, his favorite is Edward.
He says, I came at the right time, I see.
Yeah. No, he said his favorite is Edward Penis Hands.
Yeah.
And it sparked my curiosity. So I didn't know if Edward Penis had a trailer for the porn. I found one on YouTube because there was no nudity in the trailer. And then I watched a I guess Tim Burton was on the Tonight Show, and I think it was when Jay Leno was host. It was before Jimmy Fallon, and they said, whoever the host was says, when do you know that you've made it in Hollywood? He goes, when they start making parodies of your film, that's a porn parody. And then the host goes, wait, what are you talking about? He goes, I found out that there's a film called Edward Penis Hands. And then the host is like, well, have you seen it? And he goes, I have perused it. I have seen it. And he goes, it in fact.
I have perused it about 15 minutes. Then I lost interest.
Oh, Randall. And then Tim Burton says something to the effect of, actually, there's a sequel. The first one did so well. There's actually a sequel, Edward Penis Hands Part Deuceage.
Yeah, right.
So, Visions, have you seen the sequel yet? I don't know. Maybe, possibly, so.
Yeah.
I've only seen one clip. Yo, shout out to Spooky. She says, I came at the right time, I see. Yes, you did.
Well, you've come for the spooktacular. Yeah.
Oh, that was clever, Randall. The spooktacular.
Hey, I'm a clever guy. I just toss the zingers out like they're nothing.
So, Spooky, I hope you don't mind me saying this. Randall, have you ever checked out Spooky's YouTube channel?
No, I have not.
So, she's got 3 videos, and Visions has told me about this girl, not Spooky. Spooky is a very attractive lady, so I do like your profile picture. But Visions has told me about this. I think her name was Jen, and Spooky has got pictures of this big fat girl named Jen, where she's out of control and she drinks a lot on her streams. Vision said that she shows her boobies all the time. Vision sent me a clip of this big fat girl flashing her boobies, and her boobies are all flopping up and down. And I was like, I like boobies. I just don't like Jen's boobies because she was like, I don't know, 500 pounds or whatever. So, Spooky, don't quote me. I think her name's Jen. I'm not 100%. It's either Jen or Jennifer, but she's like this out of control YouTuber that just drinks her ass off and just does all this crazy shit for her fans. And I'm like, oh, Lord, that's nuts. So, yeah. So, I don't know what to tell you. But Spooky must like this Jen girl because she's got 3 videos about her. And, well, there you have it. All right, Randall, that was my 2. So, I think we should end it with which one do you want to do? Do you want to do film risks or do you want to do idiot plots?
Well, let's do film risks.
All right.
Film risks for 500 fears.
The what?
Film risks for 500 fears.
Okay.
And remember to state your answer in the form of a question.
All right. So I'm going to write down film risks. Randall, this is your topic. So I don't know really what you mean by this. So you lead the way.
Well, what film risks are is like sometimes a movie will take a risk and then sometimes it'll pay off and then sometimes it won't,
Okay.
Like sometimes you get in it. Like I'll give you an example for like Batman, 1989.
Okay.
Like up until 1989, like people knew Batman just as like a goofy, like lighthearted superhero. There was a 1941 serial that was all goofy and dumb and stupid. And then the 1966 series and the 1969 movies, they were good, but they were still goofy and dumb and stupid. But Tim Burton took a real chance on making Batman like dark and gritty. I mean, there was a chance that would not have paid off at all, and everybody would have been like, "Oh, I don't like this dark and gritty. This is shitty," So,
Randall, what do you like better? Do you like the original Michael Keaton Batman or Batman Returns more?
That's a tough one. I would have to say I love them equally. If I had to pick, it would be Batman Returns because I'll tell you, Michelle Pfeiffer in that sexy Catwoman outfit, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to pick because she's sexy, but also I got to admit, Vicky Vale out of the first one, she's pretty attractive too. But I'll give you this: she is attractive, but she's not as attractive as Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
And then you have two great villains. You've got Joker in the first one, and then Catwoman's a great villain. Penguin's a good fucking villain. So I don't know if I could pick between those two films because Tim Burton did a great job on both. I mean, that's a really hard pick.
Yeah, and yeah. So here are two movies that had risks that did not pay off. So the first one is Super Mario World, written by Ed Solomon, the guy who does Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I love that.
There were tons of things in this movie that were good ideas. I could see what they were going for.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of the audience liking it or not liking it. But like, for example, the whole Mario thing, like the film is called The Mario Brothers. And, you know, like, I mean, one guy's named Luigi, one guy's named Mario. It doesn't really make sense that, you know, one's called Mario, one's called Luigi, but they're called the Mario Brothers. So they added the last name of Mario. You know?
Yeah, and then it's Luigi Mario.
Pay off. It didn't pan out. Didn't land as good as they thought.
You know why that? Randall, I bought the movie on Blu-ray, and they have a shitload of bonus features on it. If you ever want to watch it, Ed Sullivan does an interview on it.
Yeah.
He actually got fucked over. He had a great script with great ideas. Then the producers came in and said, "Well, we've got our ideas of our own." They said, "Can you take our ideas and mix it with your ideas?" And initially, there was a lot of friction and not a lot of people were talking on the set because the actors were like, well, we like this script. We've been rehearsing our lines. And because the producers came in and fucked over, a lot of people said, well, we've got ideas too. So we're taking our ideas and we're taking this script. And initially, it was two scripts added together. Yeah. And that's why the movie didn't do very well.
And that often happens in Hollywood. Often producers and cast members and directors fuck with things, and they take what the original idea was, and then the final product is something totally different than what the original.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like in the interview, Ed Sullivan said, "Well, I thought it'd be cool when you play the video game. Mario is always collecting coins out of the question mark box." He goes, "What if that was their banking system?" So he said, what if you needed to take money out of the ATM, you walk up like Mario and punch it, and then a coin pops out. And then he said, I had one of the characters put in their credit card, and it takes off the money that popped out of the box off their credit card. And I was like, that's a fantastic idea. But then the producers were like, no, we don't like that idea. That idea is shitty. That's actually a great idea. Yeah. He said that's directly out of the video game.
And, you know, one of the movies that got mangled in the process was Catwoman. I read the original draft to the Halle Berry Catwoman. It was so different from the final product. Like, no assistance, lousy jokes were in it. There was none of this. Oh, use it for a length of time and it makes your face marble. There was none of this, like, makeup gives you superpowers shit. And
I'll be honest, I've never seen that film, Randall.
Sharon Stone and Catwoman. It was a helicopter chase on the top of a building. So the original script to Catwoman, it's on Drew's Scriptorama. You can read it. And the original
I've never seen Halle Berry's
what the producers turned it into was absolute dog shit.
So I probably shouldn't watch it, right?
Right. Read the script. Read the script and then watch the movie so you can see how a good movie's turned into a bad movie.
Randall, before we move on, let me ask you a question.
Well, I'm not ready to move on. I haven't even given my examples yet.
I know. I'm just saying, but before we move on to your examples, I have to ask you a question. As shitty as Super Mario Brothers is, do you actually like that film? I love it.
I love that film.
I love that film. I used to watch it all the time as a kid. That's why I hunted on the internet.
I love that film. I will watch it right now.
Well, the next time you come over, Randall, we'll watch it because I've got it on Blu-ray, and it took me forever to find it on Blu-ray because you bought me a British version, and they lied to you, and they said, oh, it's American compatible, and it wasn't. So I said, Randall, don't worry about it. Then I scavenged the internet. And it took me a while, but I finally found a company that put the film on Blu-ray. And not only did they put it on Blu-ray, they put all the bonus features. And I had never seen the making of it. And all the making and all the behind the scenes and all the Ed Sullivan interviews. I'll let you watch it whenever you come over, buddy. Because you know the interview that me and you watch on the Bill and Ted Blu-ray that helps us get the creative juices flying whenever we do a Fears Man or a Cameo Man writing sesh. You'll love the Ed Sullivan interview on that fucking on the Super Mario World one. It's not as good as the one with his writing buddy on Bill and Ted because him and his best friend created Bill and Ted, you know, and they said Bill and Ted's kind of like their version of their friendship, like when they were like young teenagers just doing stupid shit, you know. So yeah.
Chicken Wizard says, I prefer Super Hornio Brothers starring Ron Jeremy.
Oh, shit!
Spears actually had a candlelight dinner with Ron Jeremy, and they exchanged good pussy and fart jokes. It was great.
Well, no. He was doing pussy and fart jokes. I just looked at him, and I fucking laughed right in his face.
Yeah.
It wasn't a candlelight dinner. It was just a dinner. My friend Dave that used to do the contamination conventions,
yeah,
he always brought shitloads of celebrities. Yeah. And the only convention that I missed is before me and my buddy Dave became friends. I didn't get to go to Contamination Part 1. He did 6 contamination conventions before he sold it, and he sold the convention to somebody in Europe, and he got a shitload of money, and now he took all that money that he got selling his con, and he has a comic book store. And Dave, I keep in touch with him. I've went to his comic book store. He makes a shitload of money. He goes, Fears, I make way more money at my comic book store than I ever did doing those 6 contamination conventions. And I said, and I remember telling him, I said, Dave, I'm so happy for you. I said, I miss your contamination conventions because they were a lot of fun, but I would rather you have a successful business. And he's like, oh yeah, Fears, don't get me wrong. He goes, I miss the conventions. He goes, but I didn't really make much money on them. I said, did you make any money? And he goes, yeah, I made a little bit. But to make a long story short,
too late.
Sorry, Randall. I was trying to sum it up, but my bad, buddy. He would always do these celebrity dinners. So you would buy the ticket, and if you paid an extra $50, you got to have a VIP dinner because he did a 3-day convention. So it was always like Saturday night, you know, and you would go to this hotel where they had a big restaurant. And I always did the celebrity dinners because I was like, oh, I'll be able to get some footage and shit. And I just turned on the camera, and I'm sitting here. There's a girl sitting next to me. I don't know her. She paid for the dinner, too. Ron Jeremy's sitting on this side. And then there was another celebrity on the other side of the table with us. And I think it was that guy that played Q. You know, I don't know his name. The guy that played
John Delancey.
Yeah, I think it was John Delancey. And the whole time, John Delancey was laughing at Ron Jeremy's weed, dick, fart, and pussy jokes. I'm looking at him laughing. And I swear to God, there's footage of it on my main channel. I believe it's on the main channel. And I was a little afraid to flick on the camera, but I was like, I have to turn on the camera. So I only got like a minute or two, Randall. I should have just kept the camera rolling. But I didn't know if Ron would care if I, you know, filmed his weed, dick, pussy, fart jokes. So I got like 1 or 2 on camera, but man,
Ron Jeremy has actually trademarked some of those weed, dick, and pussy, fart jokes.
He was hitting him. He was like, oh yeah, I fucked so many chicks. He goes, there was this one chick, I was fingering her pussy. He was giving so much information, you know. Then he's like, hey, Fierce, you want to hear a pussy joke? And I was like, I think the better question is why wouldn't I want to hear a pussy joke? And he was, the whole time we were eating dinner, Randall, it was either a pussy joke, a fart joke, a weed joke, a sex joke. It was ridiculous, but it was fucking hilarious. Yeah. I took a photo with him. I got his autograph. I asked him how many films. I think at that time he did over 5,000. I'm sure he's done more than that, but I was like, this fucking guy is going nuts. But yeah. Chicken Wizard says my favorite parody is Beaver and Buttface. Oh my Lord. I can only imagine what that is about. Chicken Wizard, just give us a taste. What is that is actually about? Let us
I would say it's a parody of Beavis and Butthead.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beaver. Randall, do you like Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
I am Cornholio. T people bunghole.
Actually,
bunghole.
occasionally I dress like Butthead. I don't know if he modeled it after me, but yeah, I look a lot like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead, the new series.
Wow.
Like the red button-up shirt on, the glasses. Yeah,
that's true.
There's a lot
Randall,
of similarities.
I'll be honest, I didn't really put that together, and we've been friends for almost 20 years. But
yeah, and you're Beavis.
Oh yeah, for sure, because I got so much energy like Beavis.
Yeah.
Shut
up, bunghole.
Bunghole.
Yeah. So here's some.
That's my Beavis impression.
Here's I don't some more things that I understand why they did it, but it just didn't pay off.
Okay, like let's hear them.
Kingdom. And they explained on one of the special features that they wanted Koopa Kingdom to be like they wanted to be retro like Blade Runner. Blade Runner, but it just didn't pan out. Now it was a cool idea because the Mushroom Kingdom, if you did that in live action, it wouldn't work. It would look like a golf course.
And I think they were basing the film on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World. I think that was. I remember in the behind the scenes they said, we didn't take every single Mario game. He goes, we took the most popular game, and at the time, the most popular game was the Super Nintendo game, Super Mario World.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then here's another choice. Instead of getting like an animatronic turtle, they went with Dennis Hopper. And I could see why they went with Dennis Hopper, because Dennis Hopper was like a big name in the 90s.
Oh yeah. He was in Speed.
Bob Hoskins, he's not drawing a crowd. John Leguizamo is great, but he's not driving a crowd. But Dennis Hopper, you put Dennis Hopper in the film. Yeah. I think he was hot off Speed after.
I'm telling you, he plays one of the greatest villains in Speed. Like, he's selfish, he wants all that money, and he didn't deserve it. He's like, I don't care what you say, I'll kill anyone and everyone to get that how much money did he want?
Around 3.5, yeah.
3.5 million, something like that. I didn't want to say
my
something.
favorite Dennis Hopper quote from that movie is, "Poor people are crazy, Jack. Rich people are eccentric."
Oh, no, I got to go classic. He goes, pop quiz, hot shot. There's a bomb on a bus. Once the bus goes 50 miles an hour, the bomb's armed. If it drops below 50, the bomb blows up. What do you do? What do you do? And then Keanu Reeves is like, I probably want to know what bus it is. And he goes, you think I'm going to tell you that? And he goes, yes. And he goes, ha, 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 very good. And he's like, there are rules, Jack. He's like, nobody gets off the bus. You try to take anybody off this bus, I will detonate it. I mean, I could go on and quote the whole movie because I love that movie, but I'll stop.
I love the part where they're fighting on top of the train, and Dennis Hopper's like, I'm smarter than you, Jack. Smarter than you. And then Jack pushes him up, and the whole light passes by and decapitates
him in the face, and he goes, but I'm taller. I'm taller.
I thought that was such a class. And then I love the very ending of the thing where Jack Traven is like, well, they say that relationships built on high intense experiences never pan out. Yeah. And Sandra Bullock is like, yeah, I guess we'll have to base it on sex then.
I mean, I'd be like, yes, please. She's hot. Did you ever see Speed 2? Speed 1, great. Speed 2, shit, fucking garbage, goddamn terrible.
Well, Speed 2 actually has the same story as Troll 2. Troll 2 wasn't supposed to be Troll 2. It was supposed to be a film called Goblin.
Yeah.
And the studio said, well, we got this franchise. Let's make this part of the franchise. And then Speed 2 is the exact same story. The script of Speed 2 wasn't supposed to be Speed 2. It was supposed to be a totally different movie.
Oh, that I didn't know.
We got this franchise. We got Sandra Bullock. She's under contract. Let's take this random terrorist on a boat movie, and let's make this the sequel to Speed, and we'll call it Speed 2.
I think what they should have done, instead of a boat, because boats don't go that fast. It's called Speed for a reason.
Yeah.
They used a bus in the first one. They should have used her like on an airplane, because airplanes go really fast.
Yeah.
That would have been much better, don't you think, than a fucking boat?
Yeah, because
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, and the last thing that I can understand why they did it.
Okay.
It didn't pan out. It was a risk that didn't pan out. Is making the Goombas like super fucking tall. I can understand why they did it, and here's the reason why. Because in the video game, like Mario is like an inch high.
Yeah.
And like the Goombas are like half his size.
Yeah,
And
they're
if that, like,
smaller.
little like Chihuahua sized like monster try to
They're-
be intimidating. Like, Super Mario could have just punted that Goomba across. I mean, he did in the game.
It's funny. It's funny in the game is the Goombas are smaller than Mario. Now, refresh my memory. Are the Goombas the ones with the turtle shells, or the really tiny guys that bobble like that, and you
Tiny
jump,
guys that bobble like that,
and you jump on their head, and then they squash the head? That's what it is. Never mind.
And then again, I think the choice to make them super huge was good because it makes them more imposing, makes them more intimidating. Yeah. But again, that was a risk that I understand why they did it, but it just didn't pan out.
Plus, you got to think about it logically. In a live-action film, if Mario and Luigi ran down a hallway, at the end of the film, and then they look down and they see a little Goomba like that tall on the floor, they'd be like, well, I'll just squash it with my boot. Wow, that's a real big villain. Oh, wow, I'm so afraid. But
and then again, I can understand why they didn't have the turtles, because turtles are naturally slow and would have been a huge animatronics issue, which would have blown the budget out of proportion. Okay, so then the next risk that I want to talk about is Deadpool or Wolverine Origins.
Okay,
they had Deadpool in there.
Yeah,
and there were two risks in particular that I know why they did it, but it just didn't pan out.
All right.
The thing is, they sewed Deadpool's mouth shut.
Yeah,
now, I can just see like the screenwriters going like, "Hey, it'd be really funny and ironic. Is like, how like Deadpool is the merc with the mouth. Well, hey, at the end of the movie, let's sew his mouth shut so he can't talk. That'll fucking kill him. They'll die of laughter." Nope, nobody fucking died of laughter. It was just
because the thing is what makes Deadpool funny is him breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience, making jokes as he's killing people.
Yeah,
and he's real smart and quick with it, and like a total smart ass, and he's very sarcastic.
Yeah, you're good.
And he's very sarcastic, and then he looks at the audience, and he literally will break.
Not sarcastic at all, John.
He'll break the fourth wall, Randall. Look at the audience and say, "Hey, guess what? I just killed that motherfucker over there, and it felt great," or whatever. He'll say whatever.
And the second thing that I think, again, it was an interesting idea, but it didn't pan out, was giving Deadpool multiple powers. Particularly those like swords that come out of his arms.
The blades come about that long, and it comes out of his hand like Wolverine.
Yeah, and I could see why they did it. They go like, Wolverine's got claws, so let's get Deadpool claws to like make him evenly matched. But it just turned out dumb and stupid. And giving him like X-ray vision and like heat vision and all that.
Yeah. And I totally agree, Randall. I love X-Men Origins except for that part. I love that they gave Wolverine a backstory, and then he's trying to be like a normal human. Like he's a logger, and he's got a hot, wife, and then his wife dies. Then he has to avenge his wife. So I love it, except for that Deadpool. So I totally agree. If they would have just pulled Deadpool out of it, it would have been 10 times better.
Well, one of the actually another thing that I'm thinking of right now is like the first 2 minutes of the movie should have been the entire movie. Like the entire movie should have been Wolverine and Sabretooth going through all these wars.
Oh yeah.
Doing all these like cool like missions and shit.
Yeah.
Like because they were in the Civil War, they were in the First World War, they were in the Second World War, they were in
Vietnam. They were in World War I and II.
That should have been your whole movie right there, not 2 fucking minutes at the beginning.
Randall, refresh my memory. They're in World War I and World War II. Were they in Vietnam War? Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I couldn't remember. Yeah. Okay.
So that 2 minutes should have been the entire movie.
My favorite scene is when he gets the Antium and the general guy like gives him his dog tags, and he goes, "I want new ones." And he's like, "What do you want him to say?" And then he says Wolverine, and he says, "I don't know why you're doing this," but he said, "Whatever the reason is, focus on that." And then he gets all that Antium in him. He jumps out and he gets
all the Antium. Yep.
Is it anti-anti? I don't know how do you say it?
Adamantium.
Adamantium. Excuse me. My bad.
Antium is the mother and fucking Wizard of Oz and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He gets the fucking Antium.
Yeah, it's Antium shit. Yeah. Oh god.
Antium.
I won't hear about that for quite a while.
All right, so now we're moving on to Idiot.
But that's my favorite scene, Randall. All those wires come out of him. He jumps out of the water tank and he gets shot like twice in the chest and then once in the forehead.
Yeah.
And because he's got that liquid in him, the bullets just pop out. He heals, and he just gets more than anything. He just gets pissed off, even more than he already is, because he's like, "Ah, motherfucker, you just shot me in the forehead." And it felt like somebody was tapping, me on the forehead. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. And then he jumps out of the tank, and then he like takes his razor claws and does an X and like hops out the thing, like out the side wall and jumps off that waterfall or whatever. That's my favorite scene.
So now we're going on to the idiot plots.
Okay.
Idiot plots was a term coined by James Blish. He was a famous movie critic. And what idiot plots are, what the basic definition is movies where one decision or one action could have solved the entire story.
Okay.
So I've got 3 movies. The first one is Avengers: Infinity War.
Okay.
So
lay it on me. All right, go ahead.
So basically, the entire plot of Infinity War is Thanos wants the Power Glove, or the Infinity Stones, to be able to change reality, make it however he wants it. Now, his idea is to kill half the people in the universe so that there'll be more resources left. But Stephen Colbert hit the nose on the head when he was doing an interview with Josh Brolin, and he says, "You know what? Why doesn't Thanos just snap more fucking resources into the world?"
That's true.
And then, like, somebody online said, well, if there were more resources, there'd be more people and there'd be more space to take up. And it's like, yeah, just double the size of the universe.
And Randall, a side question.
Stones don't have a limit on their power. So you could fucking snap all day until the cows came home,
Randall, let me ask you a question, a side question. When he does snap his finger and people start fading away and, like, their ashes burn, did you like that ash burning effect?
Yeah.
No, I was just curious. All right, go ahead.
Let me see. You brought something up. Anyways, so the next one is Batman v Superman. In Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor tricks Batman and Superman into fighting each other. Mm-hmm. But in reality, like, number one, it's been established in the comics and in the cartoons and other media that Superman is just as fast as the Flash is. Like, they have the exact same level of speed. Like,
did you like Batman versus Superman?
Huh?
Did you like Batman versus Superman?
I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best movie of the series, but yeah.
I agree. It wasn't a 10 out of 10, but I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's so fucking cool that the dude got to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember his title, but he worked on it. Yo, what's up, heroes?
Is like Superman could have just hovered like out of Batman's range and could have just yelled to him, "Hey man, Lex Luthor is trying to trick us into killing each other. Like, Lex Luthor has my mother kidnapped. I need you to help me. Go get her." Like, he could have just shouted to him. He could have just shouted that to Batman at a distance, because we learn in the Snyder Cut that Superman's voice is so loud that it can travel to other fucking countries and far off islands and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Superman could have just stayed out of Batman's rage and said, "Hey, Batman, oh, yeah, what I wanted to say is Superman has super speed and X-ray vision. He could have looked around that city and found his mother, And he also has super hearing, so he could have honed in on her that way."
Randall, to end the show, after we get done talking about this topic, I'm going to send Heroes the link so we can hang out with him for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Because I don't want to stream too long, because I want to be what's the word? I want to be I don't want to offend Lantern or his fans, because he always streams at a certain time. He said he's going to start streaming at around 9 or 10 or somewhere around there. But yeah. So Heroes, I'll send you the link in a minute after me and Randall get done talking about Randall's last topic. All right.
The last thing, the last example is Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Like, they're trying to get Bill and Ted to create the song that will unite the universe. But here's the thing. If it's such a great fucking song that unites the universe, they would know when it was made. You can look at any album cover and tell when it was made. Like, it's in the liner notes.
Yeah,
What,
and you know what? You know
well,
what's
in the
funny about
future,
that?
they can't just Google when the song was made and have Bill and Ted go to that exact same song, or they don't have fucking MP3s in the future where they could just say, hey, here's the song, listen to this, and just do that.
Randall, you know, they actually made a mistake at the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I don't remember what the album says or the newspaper. You know, after like they slap hands and then it ends,
Yeah.
you see all the news clippings like Wild Stallions perform concert on the moon, and Wild Stallions go to Hollywood and make a movie. In one of those news clippings, it says Wild Stallions about to make the song that'll save the world.
Yeah.
And so it implies they've already done it. But in the third one, so it's kind of a mistake, but it's kind of not, because in the third one, the people from the future say, you guys are in your 50s now. You had all this time to make, you know, the song that'll save the world. Now it's gotten worse. Now you have to write the song that will not only unite the planet, but now you have to write the song that'll save the universe. So it's even 10 times more pressure. And they're like, well, we were on a roll, but, you know, we just couldn't figure it out. And then she's like, well, I'm telling you, you've ran out of time. You've got 47 minutes, because I think that's what's on Bill's. Oh, it's on Ted's clock. It's either 47 minutes or 48 minutes. And she goes, you got 48 minutes to pull something out of your ass. And they time travel and all that. And then they get like famous musicians from history. And thank God with their help, they figure it out.
And the thing is, it's 2025 right now. You know,
yeah,
like, the future that Bill and Ted are going to is like 5,000 years in the future. It's like 2,600. You know, and like, they don't have fucking something like YouTube in 2,600. I mean, like, you know, like, we have YouTube, and YouTube, we can basically go on YouTube. We can search any song that's ever been made ever, and we can fucking have it in our fingertips in like less than 30 seconds.
But come on, I mean,
something like that far in the future.
Randall, I'll be honest. The third movie does have its flaws and shit, but I mean, it's fucking Bill and Ted. They are one of the greatest, or if not one of the greatest buddy duo like films ever. Like,
it's a great movie, but it makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like,
I think Ed Solomon even admitted that into an interview. He said, this doesn't make sense, but we just wanted to make the movie.
Yeah, because they love the characters. Ed, what's his other writing buddy? Ed is the short guy.
Chris Matheson.
Chris is the tall guy. So you said,
I'm Ed, you're Chris.
Yeah, because Chris has got a lot more energy than Ed, but they're a good writing. Like, whenever me and Randall watch the behind the scenes, Randall, you can tell that Bill and Ted is a summary and a parody version of their own friendship. And they said, we were just like Bill and Ted, but more smarter. We would go off and do stupid shit like Bill and Ted do. So I've always told the fans, Bill and Ted, they're idiots. They are. They're not the smartest tools in the shed. They're idiots, but they're lovable idiots. And they don't make fun of anyone. And they treat everybody the same. And what's great about Bill and Ted is what they said in that interview, Randall. They're open to anything. They're like, oh, whoa, Korean War. Oh, man, that's bad. Dude. So there's not much going on up here. There's a lot going on in here, the heart, but there's not really much going on up here. They're fucking morons. So, yeah. Like, and they never, what's great about that interview, Randall, that I love, he said, we never, ever in the script, not one time said they're valley surfers. We never said that they were stoners. They're just dumb. Like, incredibly ignorant, dumb, clueless, fucking mindless guys. And he said the way we came up with the language is half valley talk and half like they're brain dead. So he goes, we wanted them to talk like slow, like they take their time and everything, like, whoa, Korean War. Oh man, that's bad. Most non-triumphant, you know, like that. Everything was stretched out. Everything was, because most people would say like this. Most people would say, yeah, the Korean War, it's pretty bad. Like, very quick. But like, if you look at Ted, especially Ted, he takes a long time. He's like, whoa, this is a totally deep hole. Like, you know, in the sequel ran on, he's like, yeah. And then 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Now what? And then he's like, I don't know. And then they start screaming at the top of their lungs as they're falling towards hell. Then what makes it real funny, then they go from falling like this to falling forward. And he's like, yo, you want to play 20 questions? And he's like, yeah. Are you a tank? Yeah. You know, and then they fall. So that's what makes them so great, Randall.
You know what I found in storytellings is extremes, because people like people who are extreme. Like one time I was trying to figure out like what makes Sherlock Holmes so amazing, or like what makes like Limitless.
Oh, I can tell you that.
But like I thought, like people who are extremely smart, like Sherlock Holmes and like Albert Einstein and stuff. But I thought to myself, well, if that has to be the truth, the reverse has to be true. Then people have to find people who are extremely dumb, boring. I was like, you know what? That's not true, because
that's not true whatsoever.
People like people who are extremely smart, and they like people who are extremely dumb. So I came to the conclusion, to the thesis statement, that people like characters who are extreme. Like, for example, extremely smart would be like Sherlock Holmes, Albert Einstein, Eddie Moore.
Absolutely.
But people like people who are extremely dumb too, like Forrest Gump,
Bill and Ted,
Butthead, Bill and Ted. Yeah. So, and people,
and they're very loyal. Even though they're dumb, Randall, they're very loyal. Like Ted loves his friendship with Bill, and so does Bill like his friendship with Ted. And they would never, even though they're dumb as shit. And literally, remember in the interview, Ed said we wanted to make 2 characters that were beyond dumb. Like they were so dumb that it was ignorant. It was like ignorant, dumb, worthless, mindless idiots that had no hope, but they had a lot of love in their heart. And I was like,
well, keep in mind there were actually 3 characters. There was Bill, Ted, and Bob.
Yeah, because in the interview they said their other friend was Bob, and then they said eventually Bob went off to college, and he said, you know what, I have no interest playing Bob anymore. And he said, we loved the character so much that Bob kind of fizzled out, and he said, well, our friend doesn't want to play Bob anymore, so let's just make it a duo. Because most of the greatest buddy movies, like Bill and Ted, Beavis and Butthead, Sherlock Holmes and Watson, it's always either 2 guys or 2 girls, because I don't want to alienate girls, because there are girly buddy movies, but it doesn't really make sense. Well, that's the wrong word.
It's like hero and sidekick.
Yeah, it doesn't really help the film if there's 3. It's always like a good buddy movie is always the main hero and his sidekick, like the Lone Ranger and Tonto. They love each other. They've got a great friendship, but it would totally ruin the film if there was like a 3rd buddy. Great buddy movies is always the main character and his sidekick. Or if he doesn't have a sidekick, they have mutual respect for each other, and they're at the same level. Like Randall, we're so good buddies. I don't think I could ever make a film with Eric, because Eric is very shy. He has no interest in movies. He likes to watch movies, but he's not a nerd about movies like you and me. So Eric even told me, he said, you know who you should make a movie with? He said, you and Randall are big movie nerds. He goes, I like to watch movies, Fears. He goes, but I have no interest in being in films. If I ever made a buddy film, that would be Randall, what would be our buddy film?
The Deal 3.
Either that or I would love
Fears Man.
Yeah, like if I got to play Fears Man, then you would be my sidekick, Randall Brownstein. You know?
Yeah, if we ever got to make Fears Man, that'd be great. Maybe if somebody could like put out some animations and like get that shit done, that'd be great.
Because Fears Man is kind of like Bill and Ted. Fears Man, he's not the best superhero in the world, but he's got a lot of love in his heart, and he makes a lot of mistakes. But even though he makes a lot of mistakes, in the end, he saves the day with his sidekick Randall. Because Randall, like, I'll give you an example. In our last short film, if Randall Brownstein wouldn't have called his buddies Cameo Man and Cameo Kid, then I don't think Fears Man would have found Black Aldrin's like secret lair in Troll Cemetery, which, by the way, was Randall. That was Randall's idea. He said, "Hey," I said, "Randall, who would help Fears Man? Because I'm not real tech savvy on a computer. I just use a computer for simple things." And he said, oh, well, Fears, I know exactly who would help him. I said, well, what? I said, give me an idea. And he goes, well, how about Cameo Man and Cameo Kid? Because Cody is a big computer hacker. And I was like, oh, that's genius, Randall. That's perfect. Let's put him in there. So that was all your idea, Randall. Thank God you had that idea. Randall, your mic's muted. I know you're joking around. I know what you were trying to do. You sneaky motherfucker. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, so that's all
I knew it. But yeah. Anyway. Well, that's
all I got. That's the end of the show.
That was a fun talk, Randall. Yeah. Museum says, what's up, Museum? He says, spooky. And then Lantern says, oh, howdy, weird Museum, which is funny. I called Randall, I'm not making fun of Lantern. I called Museum weird once, and now every single time Lantern calls Museum weird. Lantern, I don't think Museum is always weird. He says some weird things, but
why don't you go for broke and call it Weird Exhumed Visions, Weird Heroes and Collectibles, Weird Chicken Wizard, Weird Spooky, Weird Larry Tate.
Oh, that was great, Randall.
That's an alliteration. Weird Walter White. I like that.
I just find it funny that I said it one time and then Lantern's like, oh, well, now Museum is fucking weird, like for all time. I'm like, okay, whatever. Vision says R.I.P. Museum. That's not true, Vision.
You mean Weird Exhumed Visions?
That's right. I'm sorry. Visions, that's not true. I did not time out and I did not block museums. I did a long time ago, Lantern, but now I have not blocked museums since then, if memory serves me right. So that's not true. That's not true, Visions. Not true at all. Museum says the same thing, R.I.P. That's not true. It used to be true, but it's not true now. So, yeah. All right, Randall, before I send the link to Heroes, any closing statements?
No, I'm going to go. I'm getting kind of tired.
You don't want to hang out with Heroes for a little bit?
No, I really got to hit the sack, man. I canceled me and Mom canceled karaoke today because we were both too tired. Okay. I haven't slept in like 48 hours, so I really need to hit the sack.
I'll be honest, I didn't get much sleep, Randall, because of all the crazy shit that happened yesterday and throughout the week. So I can totally relate, my friend. So I got to.
I'm perfectly fine, but I need to go to bed.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming on, buddy. And I'm going to the convention on Sunday, so maybe I'll have you on Sunday after I get back from Jeff's con.
All right. Later. Bye.
All right, buddy. Peace. Thanks a lot for coming on. Have a good one. Vision says, okay. Well, there you are. I was just saying, I have not blocked Museum in quite a long time. All right. Well, I know Lantern's got his stream, but I'm going to send I keep saying Museum, excuse me. I'm going to send Heroes the link, and I'm going to chat with him, and I think that's a good way to end the stream because I've almost went 2 hours now, and I told Lantern that I'm going to probably not go 3 hours, but I'll hang out with Heroes for a little bit. Catch up. I haven't talked to Heroes in forever. Heroes, I'm going to drop you the link on the Discord. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Seemed like the chat did. It was a very nice, cool, chill stream. Thank God, no more chaos. But it was nice. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. All right, let's see. All right, Heroes, check your Discord. I just dropped you the link. Give me 1 second here. I forgot to highlight the link. Give me 1 second. There we are. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. What the hell's going on? Why will it not let me fucking highlight the link? Well, what the fuck? I don't know why it won't let me paste it in the Discord. All right, hang on, Heroes. I'm going to just send it to you on Facebook. That was weird. It let me post it on Facebook, but it did not let me post it in the Discord. That's fucking weird. All right, Heroes, check your Facebook on Heroes and Villains Collectibles. I send it to you right there, and I'll be waiting for you to come on in. Yeah, that was weird. Very weird. I don't know why it wouldn't let me post it in the Discord. I got you, Lantern. That's what I tried to do. I tried to highlight, copy, paste. Which by the way, I'm gonna wash this by Sunday. I'm probably gonna wear this Hawaiian shirt to the convention on Sunday. I believe it's on this Sunday. It's either this Sunday or next Sunday. No, it's this Sunday. It's this Sunday. So yeah. Anyway, I hope I didn't take too long. I hope Heroes comes in. So I'm gonna wait a couple minutes, and I hope he comes in. I hope he's still watching. So, Heroes, come on in, because I wanted to catch up with Heroes before I go on Lantern. So Lantern, if you want to start your show, you're more than welcome. Because I'm just gonna hang out with Heroes for a little bit, and then I'm gonna let Lantern stream. So don't wait up for me, Lantern. You can start your show whenever you want, because I don't want those idiot trolls saying, "Oh well, Fear said you couldn't change, start your show." I never said that in a million years. So Lantern, you can start your show whenever you want, buddy. So don't wait up for me. So yeah. While I'm waiting for Heroes, I need to use the restroom real quick, so I'll be right back. So hopefully by the time I come back from using the restroom, Heroes is here. But I can't hold it any longer, so just go ahead and study Slimer right there, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. There he is. There's Lantern saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Fart. Pew. I did spray, Lantern. I did spray. Fear's taking another long-ass Crohn's dump. That's not true, Lantern. I went number 1. But I also did spray. So, yeah. I did spray. Vision says fart noise in the Fears Man house. That's true. That's true. Every once in a while I let out a fart. Another long-ass snake turd. Well, there you go. Yo! Heroes and Villains Collectibles. What's up, motherfucker?
Yo, what it do, baby? What's going on?
Yo, what's up, dude? How you been?
I'm good, man. I've been I was actually taking a little break now, but I was actually doing a Lego build. I'm doing it on a speed build. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, doing a Lego build right now.
I tell you what, I had to take a break from the Lego builds. That Easter bunny was really pissing me off. Oh my God. I almost lost my mind. I've got half of it, but I probably won't finish that Lego build for a couple days because I was like, you motherfucker, fuck you, Easter bunny. I almost deleted the stream. It was giving me so much, it was a pain in the ass, and I was like, Fears, just take a break from it. So I'll probably finish the Easter bunny later on this weekend.
Well, the way I'm doing it, which is, you know how I normally do it live, so it's actually a little bit with the way I'm doing it. Like I said, every once in a while, just to switch it up. Mm-hmm. Recording myself doing it. While the good thing is, since I'm doing it through time lapse, you just hear music.
Oh, dude, I love your Lego time lapse. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so this is like a Spider-Man build I'm doing. So I was watching Spider-Man, watching it. So that's the good thing. I can literally build. You know what I mean? I'm recording myself. I'm recording the build while I'm watching Spider-Man. Because then when it's time to edit, it's just time lapse with the music. So you know what I'm saying?
I love time lapse. I started watching Casey Neistat like back in the day, and I had never done a time lapse until I started watching that guy. And I was like, dude, fucking time lapses are amazing. I still think they're amazing. I use them all the time in my vlogs and my videos, all the time.
This is what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, hang on. Let me click it on you because I wanted to see what you were working on. Oh shit! Here, pull it to the left a little bit so I can see Spider-Man's face. Oh, dude, that's fucking awesome. That's an awesome build. You know what this build reminds me of? It reminds me of that little Iron Man build that you and me did together. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah.
That looks good, man. I like that build.
So it comes with 55 different Spider-Man. So 55.
Where did you get that build, if you don't mind me asking?
Shit, man. I'd be ordering all this shit. Shit. I gotta look online where I ordered it, and then I'll send you the link or something. I gotta look at my email.
I would love to do that build at some point because I fucking loved the Iron Man one. Yeah, the last two builds gave me a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass to put that champagne glass together. Oh my god, that was a pain.
Oh, wait a minute, no, I'm tripping. This is the off brand. This is the custom. Yeah, because this is not made by Lego.
Oh, it's not okay.
Yeah. This is not made by Lego. I just like a custom. I wish Lego makes like this, but this was given to me by my boy Danny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this would give it to him. He had a shop. Remember I told you? I don't know.
Yeah. I know you. I remember you telling me. Yeah.
So this was part of the one of the gifts. Also part of the Lego bunch, the stack that he gave me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you know that Boba Fett that I got? You know, at CAGAN, I took a photo of it. I haven't Instagrammed it yet, but I'm gonna save it. You know, when I build my Millennium Falcon, I bought a Darth Vader, I bought a Boba Fett, and I bought a Luke Skywalker. I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna put it on the stand, and then on the top of the Millennium Falcon, I'm gonna take those Lego figures and sit all three of them on top. Oh yeah, there you go. A little Smirnoff.
A little screwdriver.
So that's the reason why I got those Lego figures. I said, oh, well, if I'm going to build a Millennium Falcon at some point, I said, I want some Lego figures on it. I mean, some Star Wars Lego figures. So I'm like, I'll put that biatch on it. There you go.
I got a bunch of bags. These are just figures. These are just a little Spider-Man figures.
So it comes with 50 figures. Wow.
55.
Oh, I'm sorry, 55. Yeah. I'll be honest. As much as I love Lego builds, I think Lego is best. That brick craft.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I got so much Lego shit. I be forgetting. Like that's why, like some of them would give it to me, and that I had bought, so I even forgot. That's I'm like, I still got the like about the ones that I actually bought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets right there, and then it's like shit.
I was telling the fans the other day, as much as I love Lego builds and brickcraft, Lego has better instructions. Brickcraft, it's a lot of guesswork. They're like, they just show the picture, and I'm like, well, what the fuck do you do? I know how to read, but they don't really design their photos like in their instructions that good, so that's why it's a pain in the ass. Lego gives you like detailed instruction. Take this fucking piece, put it on this fucking piece, connect these two fucking pieces together, put that big fucking piece on top of this. It's like pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, this one has been pretty good.
And Lego does a good job explaining the instructions. So Legos, I usually bang them out real quick. The brickcraft shit, they have always gave me fucking trouble. The only one that didn't give me trouble was the Grinch one that I did. Not much, okay? But all the other brickcraft ones I've done, except for the mixtape and the boombox, those are the other ones that didn't give me trouble. But the fucking the champagne glass and the other brickcrafts I did, they were a pain in the ass. I almost threw it away because I was getting pissed. I was like, it's not rocket science. I'm like, this fucking piece should go into this fucking piece. I'm like, why are you fucking pieces not going in together? So yeah. It was insane. It was insane.
When it comes to this one, I'm not gonna lie to you. This one, because it's not a Lego brand.
Yeah.
It wasn't numbered. The bags are not numbered.
So see, that's so dumb.
In that one, I'm kind of like, I thought that I was able to separate it good. And so I'm basically going through the book, right? So when I'm in the book, bro, and then the bags on top of that, these bags.
Yeah.
I'll use a piece, right? It said, I need 7 of these. No, it said, you need 10 of these, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, bet. So I'm looking now for a bag that has them, right? I'm like, okay, cool. This bag has them. I open the bag. I count. There's 4. I'm like, what the fuck? No,
see, that's why I get so frustrated. That's why I get so frustrated because
I'm like, come on, man.
Exactly. I 100% agree. That's where the frustration comes. Lego, it'll tell you in detail. Lego, you start with bag 1. After you get done with bag 1, you move to bag 2, 3, 4. Save number 5 for last.
I'm basically going through the book trying to match. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
It's these bricks. Let me find these bricks because But
Brickcraft,
I'm not gonna complain. These were free as a gift. So
I'll complain. Brickcraft is a fucking bitch that needs to get whipped by Indiana Jones's whip on its ass because it's such a pain in the ass. It's a lot of guesswork. It's like, okay, you got to take this magically from I don't know what bag and then put this shit together. It is a fucking mind fuck. Visions is right. I was 20 seconds away from throwing that motherfucker away.
But wait, for the little bunny rabbit?
I was so pissed. It took forever to get this fucking dumbass piece connected into this. I spent like an hour on it. Thank God I didn't give up, but I was 20 seconds because I didn't want to explode on camera. I got pissed, but I wouldn't say I exploded. I was seconds away from saying, fuck you! I'm fucking throwing you away, you piece of fucking garbage. I almost threw it away. I was that close.
Wow.
I didn't. I get but I was close.
Lego is supposed to do the opposite.
I was that close.
Down, when you're feeling stressed, you're supposed to beat them in. I'm stressed. Let me clear my mind. Let me just do some Lego.
And you know what? I agree. 11 times out of 12, a Lego build goes really easy together for me, and it is relaxing. Every once in a while, these Legos have a mind of its own and says, you know what? Today I'll fuck with fears.
I ain't gonna lie on that.
I'm telling you.
Me and I'm trying to figure something out or get something.
It gets frustrating sometimes.
And there's been times that I've had to do something and then I've messed up and I've had to tear it apart.
Oh, I hate that.
And
that's what was going on last night. Last night, it was 2 little thin pieces, and it kept, clicking like that, and then you had to put it on top, and it was so sensitive, I had to be real careful, and it kept breaking. It was such a pain in the ass. So, I don't know, man. These Legos have a mind of its own. Some days they're like, all right, we'll put it together real nice and easy for Fears. Other days, it's like, you know what? We haven't fucked with Fears' mind in a while. We'll become a pain in the ass, and make Fears' life a living hell, and it's not a good Lego build. So they got a mind of their own, buddy. Oh, man.
One that I'm not going to lie to you, one Lego build that I am excited about, which I'm going to just wind up leaving for last. I don't know if you know this.
What's up?
I don't know if you saw the video.
What's up?
I know that, I have the one I'm excited for. I'm excited for to build the X-Mansion. Remember I got
yeah. I remember you telling me. Oh yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm still excited to build that X-Men mansion. But I don't know if have you seen the video after, I think it was the last Lego haul I was able to do. I also have the Lego Captain America shield. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see that. That's going to be a nice build.
Yeah, that was on the last haul. So if you watch that last video, you'll see. So that.
Well, man, dude, you know how much you and me love Captain America. I will tune in for that fucking build. That's going to be a good build.
Yeah, that build is 3,000. It's like 3,000. I think is it 3,000 pieces.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And I started. Hey, guess what? I started editing the MegaCon footage. I'm not done. I'm working on 2 vlogs right now. The last 2 vlogs, I put up our hangout. Did you watch that one? Our hangout?
Yeah, I seen that.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Dude, the funniest part in that is I have a little tiny burger because I was like, well, I've never been to Fat Burger, so
I could go for one of those burgers right now.
And I was like, I'll start with the classic. LC, you get that fucking triple motherfucker. Your mouth can't go over it. You hear me filming you.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. My bad. Chat. Shout out to the chat, guys.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. The funniest part for me is I'm filming you. You're struggling trying to get your mouth around that triple burger. You can hear me in the background giggling, and I go, oh shit. Somehow LC gets that whole motherfucker in his mouth. That's the greatest scene, because I was like, I don't know if he's going to be able to eat this fucking bitch all in one go. Not only did you eat it all in one go, but you fucking demolished that bitch in about 8 minutes.
Oh,
I mean, it was down the hatch within 8 or 9 minutes, and I was like,
I'm not gonna lie,
damn, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
Shit, even when I saw that video, I was like, damn, man, I can fucking go for one of those burgers right now.
Oh, yeah, it was good. The single was good. So next time we go.
Yo, another thing I was going to tell you before I forget.
The next time I go, we got to do, I'll do a double. I'll try a double next week when we go.
Yo, man, you take so long to edit videos that my layout, my studio don't even look like that.
I know. I swear, I've been trying to get.
My studio looks nothing like that. Like that was when I was all the way over there. And I'm like, I'm closed in with my collection right here. You know?
I'll be honest, LC, it's for 2 reasons. One, I cannot edit when I'm in a depressed mood. If I try to edit when I'm angry or depressed, it's a shit garbage edit, and I don't want to put up shitty videos. But whenever I'm at my highest, like, creative peak and I'm in a good mood, that's when the fucking content is flowing. So
you gotta be in the zone.
So I always wait, or if I get in these lazy modes, which I've been trying to get them up faster.
I know about that too, man. Trust me, I know, man. There's a lot more streams I can do, a lot more videos. If you think I do videos all the time and all that, trust me, that ain't nothing. There's a lot more shit I can do.
Yeah, I've seen, like, sometimes you won't stream for like 2 or 3 weeks.
And not only lazy, I'm doing father shit, homework shit, dealing with my son. You know what I mean?
And I learned in film school, less is more. Better quality over quantity. So I wait until I'm done with all that depression shit, when I'm in a better mood, when I'm at my highest creative peak, and then the fans go fucking nuts, like, oh, Fierce, dude, even though you haven't edited a video in a month, man, this one was worth the wait. This one was fucking great. So I have been trying to get faster. Right now I'm working on 2 vlogs. I'm working on MegaCon. I may break it up. I may do like MegaCon Day 1, Part 1, and then I'll do the one MegaCon Day 2, Part 2 with you. Or I may make it one big fucking epic video.
It all depends on how long the video is.
Yeah.
If the video is going to be, you know what? Look, I'll tell you like this, to be honest. If your video is going to be like one video, if it's going to be like an hour, if you put it together and it's going to be an hour, I suggest you just cut it in half and make it just 30-minute videos.
A lot of times I've heard both sides of the coin. Like, both sides of the coin. Sometimes the fans like the 15-minute ones. Other times the fans are like, oh no, fuck 15 minutes, Fierce. We love the long ones. We love the hour ones. So it depends on what the fans want. It depends on my mood.
And to be honest, everything is different. MegaCon already passed, bro. Like me, I literally did one whole video, dropped it the next day. That was just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but but people will still watch because we're both in it. So I know people still will watch.
Yeah, of course.
What I need to learn is I need to get them up fast. Like,
you gotta do fast. Hey, for those of you guys that are watching right now, like, I'm actually building. Like, I'm gonna do my Lego builds live, you know, just like Fear.
I'm excited about this build. I mean, I loved Iron Man, but this Spider-Man one's looking pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm actually recording, and it's gonna be on a time lapse. So if you guys want to see how this comes out,
put it to the there you go. Put it to the left so people can see the Spider-Man. There's the Spider-Man. There's all the figures, and then go to the right. Then you get the 55 figures. Then you get that fucking bitch off to the right, the Spider-Man mask.
If you guys want to see this build, it's gonna be on a time lapse. Make sure to subscribe. Heroes and Vintage Collectibles. It's gonna be dope.
LC, listen, you know how much I like LC
Spider-Man figures. And listen up, something else I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm gonna wind up doing 2 different videos. I'm gonna do one video with just all of my Spider-Man Legos. That way, you guys can see each Spider-Man, which Spider-Man it is by name. You know, this is Iron Spider-Man. This is you know what I mean, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. So all 55, I'm actually gonna show them in a video. You know, that's a whole separate video.
Oh shit, that'll be badass.
Yeah, which Spider-Man it is. And you'd be like, okay, so that Spider-Man is that one. That's Scarlet Spider. That's this one. That's Ghost. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do a video like that. Then You know my Avengers tower that got like 50 other Avengers.
Well, what's cool about your tower is once you get done with the fucking X-Man mansion, guys, he's putting that fucking bitch right next to the Avenger tower, and I don't mean to curse, but it's gonna look fucking mind blowing. So it's gonna be epic.
Yo, that's gonna be dope. I can't wait.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be dope. So then I'm gonna do a separate video of just showing everybody. The Avengers characters that I have, just like I did with the Spider-Man. Just do a whole separate video. These are all the Avengers characters that I
forgot to tell you. You know when my buddy Eric came over a couple months ago? You know that vial of ooze that you gave me? Eric came out of the bathroom. He was checking out the movie prop. I said, "Hey, Eric, check it out." I said, "You know my buddy LC in my videos?" And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "I've never met him, but he goes, I've watched him in the videos because he watches my vlogs." And I said, "Hey, check this out." I pulled out the vial of ooze, and he was like, "Where the fuck did you get that, Fears?" I said, "My buddy LC, he made his own." And then he was like, "Hey, Fears, I got an extra one. Fucking take this one." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." So Eric thought that vial of ooze was fucking bitching, man. He thought it was great.
That's cool.
Because I love Ghostbusters more, and I like Turtles a little bit. Eric's the reverse. Eric loves the shit out of Turtles and likes Ghostbusters a little bit. So we're just reverse. So he fucking loves anything and everything Turtles, man. Like, if he was over at your house right now, Eric would probably piss his pants out of excitement out of all your fucking Turtle shit. Guaranteed. He would love that shit. Guaranteed. Because Eric's been my best friend for over 25 years. I know the guy like a book. I know for a fact he would love the shit out of your nerd cave. Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Speaking of Spider-Man, man, dude, check this out. Walmart, look, Venom.
Oh, I see it.
So they kind of hide Venom, and this is my latest and greatest Hawaiian shirt. I'm going to Jeff's next con this Sunday.
I'm gonna tell you, I forget. Listen, the con next month. Remember the Lego con, the Bricks con. What's up? I'm going over there. Are you going or what?
If I got enough money, I'm down to go. How many days is it?
I'm only gonna go. It's for 2 days, but I'm only gonna go for 1 day. It's Saturday, Sunday. I'm only gonna go Saturday.
Okay. Well, either I'll go the 1 day with you, or I'll go 2 days. Send me the link.
It's a big ass brick convention. Legos.
Yeah.
Systems. You're gonna find if there's a certain figure you want, trust me, you're gonna be able to find everything.
Well, I would like to go because I've got Stay Puft. I've been looking for years for a Lego Slimer, and I found him on the internet, but those idiots on eBay are like, "Oh yeah, $500 for one figure and it's yours." And I'm like, "Fuck you up your ass. I'm not paying $500 for one little figure." So if I go to that con with you, I'm looking for Slimer, and I'm looking for Lord Sidious. I need a Lord Sidious figure. So those are the two figures, because I've already got Luke, I've already got Chewie, I need a Han Solo, and I just got Boba Fett at MegaCon. So yeah. Can you send me the link? Can you send me the link to that con?
Yeah, I'll send you the link to the con. It is on March 28 and 29, which is Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I should be able to go because I work through the week, and then I always get Saturday and Sunday off, so it shouldn't be a problem. Depending on how much the tickets are and all that, because I went pretty nuts on MegaCon, and I got to start saving some money because I want to try and do a little mini trip somewhere by myself, and then I want to do a mini trip to go visit my mom and my dad and my brother and all that.
Yeah, March. I'm looking at the calendar, and it's March 29th and March 30th. Because March 29th falls on a Saturday.
Okay, well, after the stream, can you just send me the link?
I'll send you the link. Yeah.
Send me the link just to the website on my Facebook if you don't mind.
Yeah. I'll just, if anything, well, I'm gonna look it up on my phone. I'll just text it to you.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Just text it to me, buddy, because if we went, we'd have to buy a Lego build there. Like, we're gonna go. There'll be Lego builds there for sale.
Oh, there's already gonna be big ass. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick. There's already gonna be big ass builds already done there and everything.
Yeah, but I'm sure they have Lego builds to buy since we're all into Legos. And I'd be looking for two things. I would want to get a Ghostbuster build because I want to do a Ghostbuster build, and I am fucking determined to find that Lego Slimer and add it to my nerd collection. Before I die, that has to be in my fucking collection. It will happen. It must happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Right here. I found it.
But yeah, man, I'll try to get that MegaCon footage up just ASAP. But I'm working on 2 vlogs. I'm working on the MegaCon shit, and then I'm working on either the Christmas or Thanksgiving shit. One that I was with you too. The Christmas one.
Hey, click on the link. Check it out.
Is it on my Facebook?
No, right here on the chat.
Oh, hang on.
On the chat.
In the private chat. All right, hang on. Let me click on it.
And then look at it. Look at that screen.
Holy shit. March 29th through the 30th. All new Lego show for 2025. Orlando Brick Convention. Damn.
Yep.
This looks huge. I don't know if it's as huge as MegaCon.
No.
But it looks huge.
No. It's huge because it's just Lego, so it's huge. MegaCon is everything. MegaCon
Yeah.
Remember, bro, there was only like 2 booths of Legos at MegaCon.
Yeah.
This convention is just Legos.
And you know what? On Saturday, I made a mistake. Remember I said I went Saturday by myself, it wasn't 5 stations. I walked past those 2 Lego stations 5 times, so I thought it was a different one. And I was like, wait a minute, it's not 5 fucking stations, it's 2 fucking stations.
We got lost in the same aisle.
Because there was so much shit going on. And then on Sunday, I was like, hey, LC, I found 5 stations for you. And then you were like, Fears, you looked at the map. You know the map that you get for MegaCon? And you're like, Fears, it's only 2 stations. And I was like, oh, my bad. But I could have sworn, because there was so much fucking shit, the fans will see it.
You know what it is, guys? When you're at MegaCon, right? Everything is right in the aisles, right? So you could be walking in one aisle, right? You see a spot, you start looking around, and then you're looking, and then next thing you know, you're walking not the way you were supposed to go. You start walking back the opposite way.
And I like the way me and LC did it.
Everything, you're looking at everything you just seen. Yeah. You had to go the opposite. But when you're looking at something, everything's in a circle. So unless you're looking at the numbers up top, the 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you're not going to know what.
And LC, on Saturday, I was just kind of walking everywhere. The best thing to do is what LC said. You start at 1,000, you walk down this way, then you go to the next aisle, you go to the next aisle like that. Back and forth, back and forth. But we did that, but LC's right. LC be like, hey, Fierce, let's cut off to the right and look at this. We went off, and then we looked back, and we're like, oh, shit. Do we need to go to the left or the right? And then we had to, like, wait for 2 minutes, and then I was like, hang on, let me get my bearings. We were here, LC. Oh, wait, we need to go down here. Now we're back on track. Now we're going this way. So it was a lot, though, because I've never been. That is the biggest con I've ever went to in my life so far.
Told you.
It was like 75,000 people going fucking ballistic. 75,000 nerds going, ooh, gimme.
Hey, at least you was able to go on the Saturday and see, even though I didn't go Saturday, I went on a Sunday, but at least it was good. You was able to go on a Saturday and see all the stars, the famous people at the panels that was.
And that one guy was so generous. The only reason why he gave me an interview was for 2 reasons. One, he was nice. I totally forgot. Literally, my GoPro was in this hand. I shook the guy's hand, and he's like, oh, you must be a YouTuber. He's like, dude, you sound like a cool guy. Turn on your GoPro. We're doing an interview. And I was like, how'd you know I was a YouTuber? And I forgot. I was so tired that I had my GoPro in my left hand. And I shook his hand with the right. And I said, how do you know that I'm a YouTuber? He's like, oh, well, your GoPro's in your hand. And I looked down. I was like, oh, my bad, dude. I'm so tired. I'm about ready to go home because it was at the end of the day. And it was that Twilight guy. He's like, hey, I don't mind. He's like, ask me whatever you want. I did like a 3 or 4 minute interview with him. And I was like, I didn't expect an interview with a celebrity because I thought, oh, they won't let me get near.
You're slacking on that. I would have been posting that a long time ago. When are you going to post that one?
I'm going to post it soon. I'm working on MegaCon right now.
Certain things you got to do really quick at the time.
Because I'm working on 2 vlogs. I'm working on the Christmas shit, you and me's Christmas party, and I'm working on MegaCon. So one of those.
You know what's going to happen? You throw your shit out there so late, right? By the time you throw your MegaCon video, people are gonna watch that shit and they're gonna look at it going, what the fuck? MegaCon is happening now? What the fuck? You know, you're gonna get.
Well, hey, at least it'll get them excited and be like, what? It's fucking MegaCon now? And then they watch it, you know. and I'll just get more views because they'll think it's now.
You're gonna get everybody confused. Yo, fucking MegaCon is happening again right now.
I will be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get that shit out quicker. It's my worst flaw. But I'm telling you, I cannot edit when I'm depressed and in a bad mood.
But that's the thing I was just gonna tell you, man. Sometimes fuck that edit shit, bro. Just hit up the intro. Remember, sometimes people just want to see the whole raw footage.
I know, but that's
it's just cutting certain things, and at the end of the day, it's just raw, just the whole thing.
I know. You know what I mean? I don't know if you understand, LC. The reason why I went to film school, my favorite part about making a video is the editing. I love. Yeah, nothing makes Fears more happy than sitting here with my coffee. I zone everything out. I put on my fucking headphones.
It takes you 6 months to edit. What's the point? I understand.
I don't know, man. I like editing my own way. I love a hot, fresh cup of coffee. I'll sit here, no distractions. I throw on my fucking headphones. This is my editing process. I blast the shit out of my favorite music, and then I just edit my videos. I fucking love how to edit like that. It's just all different editors have got their own way to edit. Like you've got your way.
Editing my thumbnails. I love when I edit my thumbnails. I love when I'm editing the videos because I have to cut. I gotta add the music or whatever. It is fun. I like it. But I mean,
it's my favorite thing.
So it takes me a long time to do it, though. I try to just get everything out. Like
I know, and I've been trying to get faster at my edits. Just watch. I'll give you an example. I've tried to force myself to edit a video when I'm in a bad mood, and I've heard fans say, "Fears, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that wasn't your best edit. It was kind of shit. I didn't like it." I'm like, I understand because I was in a bad mood. When I'm at a good mood and I'm in my creative mood, I'm fucking flowing. I'm getting that bitch out super quick. I got my headspace. I got my headphones on. I'm listening to my music, and I'm cranking it out. I just can't force an edit out. I just can't. That's just not me. So how do you edit? How do you edit, LC? Do you have to be alone like I do, or do you put music on like whenever you're editing? Or how do you edit?
Well, I'm always alone because I'm in the studio. You know.
Yeah.
Just depends what I'm editing. If I'm editing thumbnails, obviously that has nothing to do with audio, so I just editing thumbnail. I have my music going to the studio. It's always blasting in here. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So I got a gas speaker. The music is blasting. And then if I'm editing video, then I need some sound. Basically, when I'm editing video, listen, to be honest, when it comes to video editing, I don't even have to do that much editing no more because I literally have, even when I'm recording, I literally have my intro already recording and my outro on my recording. So I'm literally recording like I'm going live. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, because I messed up, oh, my bad. I'm going to go ahead just because I messed up for like 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and edit that motherfucker out. Nah, man, just let that shit raw.
I'm telling you, I've got my own creative way. It hasn't changed since film school. Even people in film school would walk up to me. I'd sit in the corner. I'd be editing. I'd be jamming the fuck out of my music in my headphones. And my buddy came up and was like, Fears, how can you hear the audio in your vlog or in your art project when you got fucking music blasting through the ears? I'm like, dude, I can hear both. I can hear the audio for the short film project or whatever I was working on in film school and my music. I said, it's just my fucking way. I said, I can't explain it. It's my fucking creative way on how I edit my videos. It's a process. I'm like, it works. I don't know how it works. It works. Just let me do my thing, and I'll get my edit project out, and I'll turn it in, and I'll get a good grade. And every single time I turned in a project, the teacher was like, yeah, Fears, I don't know how you did it with the music blasting through your ears, but yeah, it's a good project. Yeah, you get an A. I mostly got A's and B's on all my film school projects. I think I only got like 1 D or F like when I was in college.
Actually, well, I was in college, you know what I'm saying? But you passed, right?
Oh yeah, most they would always like print out our grade point averages, and I always got like A's and B's on almost every class. I only got like 1 F and 1 D. I remember. I don't remember what class I got an F and D in, but I only had to retake one course because if you get an F, you had to retake the class over again.
What college did you go to?
I went to a film and art school in Arizona. It was called Collins College. And it was in, well, they said on the internet it was Phoenix, Arizona. It wasn't Phoenix. It was Tempe, Arizona. It was close to Phoenix.
How many years did you do there?
4 years. So I started my college film school. It was more of an art school, but it's a college. I got a bachelor's. My first year was in 2007. I graduated in 2010, and then I stayed one extra year to try and find work. And then when I couldn't find any work, I said, "Oh, fuck this!" And then I came back to live with my parents for a while in 2012, and then I just kept.
Well, why didn't you just keep looking into that film school shit? All that. See, I don't understand that too, man. All those years that people put into the school and college, and then you graduate, and then you just work in that fucking Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just got sick and tired of looking for film work. I wish I would have looked longer, but
you're still young. You know when it's over, when you fucking die. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got that fucking career. I mean, the diploma shit,
my degree.
The degree, you know what I'm saying? So that actually means something, bro.
Yeah.
You should literally do. That's what I'm like. Yo.
Like, that's why I've been telling you and the fans. I'm so sick and tired of that warehouse job. I'm not gonna quit it until I find stuff better. I don't care what it is. As
do
long
you
as
have loans for college that you still paying?
No. I finished paying all my student loans.
See, but you had to pay it back at some point. And then so you paid all that money for what? To record, to edit videos on YouTube. And I'm not blaming you, I'm not attacking you. I'm just like in general. It's like, man, you're better than that. You know, you're better than YouTube.
Well, I mean, I'm glad. I never would have learned how to edit if I didn't go to college. So it helped out my YouTube channel careers, you know, but I understand what you're saying. But yeah, I'm actually going to cut it short, man, because I already went way too long. And I already told Lantern to start his show, but Lantern's such a fan. He will not start his show until mine's done. I always tell Lantern, dude, don't wait up for me. Just fucking start your show.
That's weird.
But he's such a loyal fan, he will not start his show until I'm done. And I'm like, Lantern, do not wait up for me. Just fucking do your show, and I'll be on there later. Because Lantern always invites me and Larry and Visions, and Randall's been on there once. And it's always a good time, but he won't start it until I'm done.
Go ahead
and then the trolls get mad at me, and I'm like, I didn't do shit. I told him to start his show, so I'm gonna end it here soon, buddy. But it was so good to hang out with you and catch up.
Once again, like always, they fire me on just talking little shit.
Yeah, man. Well, I wanted to catch up because I told Randall, I want to come and visit you and hang out and play some more games, and I want to go out and do a nerd hunt with you.
Yeah, we gotta do a toy hunt and all that good stuff. It's been a little bit since I've done one myself. To be honest.
I haven't done one. I mean, I do the small little
I did the
nerd
Lego haul. I mean, you could count the toy hunt, the Lego haul, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But hit up different stores. I haven't done that in a while.
And I'll be honest, I don't really consider those nerd hauls at Walmart like an actual haul. It's a mini haul, but like I want to go out with my friends and do like a big fucking nerd haul.
Yeah, remember the comic book store I took you to?
Yeah, I want to do something like that. So, and I want to spend the night. I want to make some more progress on the video game. Like people are dying for some Resident Evil, and then when I'm over there, we got to film the fucking Captain America thing. I'm so excited to do that unboxing with you.
We'll get together. But
by the way, I love your hat. I like my hat, but I gotta get one of those, man. I love the army hat, man. That's fucking dope.
I got my hat in all different styles, all different kinds.
Well, maybe for my birthday, maybe you can hook me up with one of those hats because I fucking love that hat, man. As soon as you came on camera, I was like, before this ends, I'm gonna tell LC that I love his hat. That's fucking dope, man.
Hell yeah. But hey, thanks for having me on, guys. In the chat, check it out. You guys can check me out. Heroes and Villains Collectibles. I'm actually working on this Lego build, and if you guys want to see the finishing touches, it's gonna be on time lapse. So on right here. Beyond
and like I said, LC, before you go, I told Randall the same thing. I said, Randall, I'm either gonna hang out with LC first and then come visit Randall, or vice versa. Whatever comes first. I'll go visit Randall first, stay a night with him, and then after I get done, when I get some time, I'll come and hang out with you. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we always plan it out. But all right, my friends, thanks for having me on, guys, in the chat. Everybody have a good night. Peace out, my friend.
Peace out, man. I'll see you later.
Yeah, man.
Say hi to the family for me. Have a good one. Hell yeah. LC's such a good friend. Shout out to LC and his family. Always, I appreciate LC. Anytime I come over, LC's family is so fucking wonderful. and tons of hospitality. So LC, you're the fucking man, dude. If you guys have not checked out his fucking nerd cave, check out his fucking nerd cave on his channel, because he has almost every single video has got his fucking nerd cave in there, and it's so good. It's even better in person. Anyway, I'm gonna read the rest of the chat and then I'm clocking out, because I don't want to disrespect Lantern. Lantern, I'm sorry if I went a little extra over, so I apologize. I was trying to sum everything up. Uncool Taste says, "Oh yeah, howdy fears, man. What's up, Uncool Taste?" Joey says, "Start your stream, Chad. Get the music out of the way." I hope he did. I hope he started his show. If he didn't, I apologize. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching. Hell of a show tonight. Probably the best show this week. I just wanted to have a fun, cool stream with Randel. It was a nice bonus to have LC. Totally made up for all the bullshit this week, and I hope we have better shows like that. Hopefully all the fucking madness is done forever or for a while, because I can't take much more. This fucking chaos is fucking going nuts. But hopefully this weekend will be better, and I hope next week. I pray to God that next week is way better. Anyway, I don't know when I'm going to start the workout videos again, but I intend to. So look out for one of those. I'm taking off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my boy LC, Heroes and Villains Collectibles, on YouTube, on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all over the fucking place. Subscribe to the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on YouTube, and follow the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Follow the myth, the man, the legend that is Mr. Lantern on YouTube. He's got a stream coming, my friends, motherfuckers. And last, but certainly not least, follow my buddy Randel, Lord Randel, Cameo Man 2021, at his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about the fans. And this is Fears, signing off. Peace. Deuces. And I'll see you guys later.